you in the game with trusted, compassionate support. Take control of your health. Learn more at Providence.org/cancer. Providence.org/cancer. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
You ever drive past a building and think, somebody really built that? Right now, there's an opportunity to be that somebody. If you're looking to get into the masonry trade, tile layers, marble masons, caulkers, brick and block layers, this is real hands-on work with real rewards, top wages, full benefits, and some of the best apprenticeship training out there. Build a future that lasts. Join the union that's got your back. Call 626-739-5600 or visit BAC4CA.org.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The home of USC football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, and as somebody who was younger and who was looking out for Big Bro at the time.
But he was young. He wouldn't know not to get married.
Yeah, what the hell would I have known at 21 years old?
He was dropping Miami Heat everywhere.
But that's my point. Don't you see that if he would have said to me, hey, listen, I'm dropping Miami Heat. You should be dropping Miami Heat. Let's go drop Miami Heat together. You know, let's go be Crockett and Tubbs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turns out there's a Walmart right in my own neighborhood.
Wow.
They got it all.
Yeah, it's like a grocery store, too.
I was able to buy a sex toy in a Walmart.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
A little sabor? Yeah, I don't think people like being called hack.
You're the widow on the radio.
No. Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
Do you want to know how many times I've talked to Rich Paul about LeBron ever?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
That was incredible.
Way to dial it out.
I was waiting for an entrance,
That was incredible.
I would say once, and it wasn't even, I jumped into a conversation that someone was asking him about LeBron. Like, it wasn't even me.
Boy, this is ponderous, man. Ponderous.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
When I'm on vacation, you can talk all the schwanz you want.
Right.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Bit boy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that.
We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
This is Pepe Mantilla, your Spanish voice of the Los Angeles Lakers. This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Good morning. 7:02 and 50 seconds. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Let me hit my quack quack again.
Quack, quack.
There we go. Now it feels real. On this 29th of May, 2026, we'd like to thank. Do we want to thank the Oklahoma City Thunder for participating in Game 6?
I don't know about that yet.
I mean, I want to ask the ball knower extreme, the one and only George Sedano. I mean, if you don't get to the foul line and you don't score that many points, does it make everybody feel a little bit better about the conversation, George? That if he doesn't get those calls, Shea don't score.
Yeah, look, I think that, it is interesting how they've gone from darlings to villains very quickly. I guess that's what happens when you win at such a young age. But I don't know, man. Like, I just think that sometimes styles make fights, and they have clearly geared themselves to stop Shea, especially while they've been missing players. Jalen Williams was surprised everybody by being active and playing yesterday. He only played 10 minutes, didn't look great.
Right. Wasn't impactful.
Yeah, but I actually think that they played it a lot smarter with him this time than they did the last time. Because last time he came back for game 1, and he played okay in that game, but he played like 40 minutes because the game went double overtime, and he hadn't played in 3 weeks, and then went up against these monsters, and then got hurt again. So I actually think it's much smarter to ease him. The plan clearly was to ease him back in some way, shape, or form. And I actually think that could benefit them in Game 7, particularly at home. But the Shea part of it, they have geared their entire defense to stop him. And they'll let whoever else try to beat them. Like, that's just it.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it like this. In Game 5, Wemby went 0 for 5 from three-point range. And I was telling you that I thought he was settling for shots and, maybe he was getting beat up and maybe his body was starting to feel it. And you know how he has now told his teammates at the end of Game 5, hey, you got to go out there and you got to put some bodies on these dudes. You got to be physical with them. And then you see Wemby before the game, and he's getting his team fired up. And Wemby comes out, and he's firing right away. Because I think in the first quarter, he hit 3 3-pointers, and he hit 4 for the game. There would have been a fifth, but it was taken down. On the same night where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the 2-time reigning MVP, goes 0 for 5. So when Wemby went 0 for 5 from three-point range, San Antonio lost. When Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes 0 for 5 from three-point range, Oklahoma City loses. So when the Stars don't perform, their team is not as likely to win. By the way, I'm breaking news right now. This is not obvious information. This is real deep ball knower stuff here. When the Stars perform, their teams win. When the Stars don't perform, their teams lose. And George, Wemby last night was incredible from the get-go. And he did everything last night. And now we are set up for Saturday night, a Game 7, where you've got the defending champs against the kids that are up and coming. And it just doesn't get any better in any sport at any time than a Game 7 of this magnitude.
How do we feel about the Saturday night Game 7? I feel kind of conflicted about it. I kind of wanted it Sunday.
No.
No?
I don't want to have to go. I mean, Sunday.
Everybody's got their own selfish motivation for why.
No, absolutely not.
Right. He doesn't want to fly on Sunday.
Absolutely not. I want to be home on Sunday.
I get it. But just feel like Game 7 on a Saturday night.
So
I mean,
what?
Cappy,
We've
how
had
you
big
gonna,
games on Saturday nights forever during the basketball
Cappy, how
season.
you going to fit that into your social calendar?
I'm gonna tell you how I'm going to do it. Wherever I'm going to be watching it on my phone. That's exactly how I'm going to be doing. But don't think that it didn't cross my mind as well. Like, wait a second, guys. Saturday night, I got things going on Saturday night. Come on, for real? Like, give it to me Sunday afternoon. But I'm fine. I'll be okay Saturday night. I know.
You'll hear it here tomorrow night on ESPN LA. Sedano, part of the radio coverage, courtesy of ESPN Radio, the big network.
The game is at 5 p.m., so this is actually a good time of the day. You do a few things during Saturday, come back,
can go
chill.
out to dinner afterwards.
Yeah, the game's
Tell
over
Rachel,
by 8.
Look, Rach, we'll watch the game, and then we'll go to dinner. How about that?
Yeah, but I think Saturday night I've got somebody's surprise 40th birthday party. So
surprise.
Yeah.
Hope they're not listening.
Right. Hey, listen. hey, pal. I'll be at your birthday party like this on my phone, watching the game on my phone with my earbuds in. Going, what? I'm sorry. I'm watching the game.
Will you look up to say surprise, or just be staring straight at the phone while you do it? Surprise! While I'm watching. Oh, Wemby, surprise!
Right? Could you imagine? Right, like somebody hits like a crazy shot when the guy walks in. Right.
Right.
Yeah. What time is the surprise party at?
I don't even know. I got to go back and check. I'm a little
45.
Yeah.
No, it would be hilarious if it's like at 7:30, right?
Yeah.
Like where the game will
fourth
be like
quarter.
literally coming down the stretch, right? And they're like, it's like a 2-point game, and then like Cappy's got to be like, "Oh my God, Wemby! Oh my God, shit! Oh, surprise!"
Yeah. That will be me Saturday evening. I will be unashamed, if you will, to be watching this Game 7 on my phone in real time. I'm watching it. I don't care where I need to be. I don't care what I have to do. But I'll just say one thing. I really hope it's an entertaining game because I'll tell you right now, the first half of that game last night, entertaining.
Right.
The third quarter of that game last night became such a blowout that by the time the fourth quarter came around, and I know, George, we talk about runs in the NBA, but there was nothing that was indicating to me last night after a 13-point third quarter that Oklahoma City was coming back.
I was already making travel plans in the fourth quarter. Yeah, so trust me. I was like looking up and then looking back at my phone and then looking up and looking back at my phone. So
were you doing a hit and and trying to book a flight at the same time?
No, I don't.
Be careful, Bergie. You're going to get him mad.
Yeah.
And it's a Friday. Come on now.
I wasn't doing very many hits in the fourth quarter because it wasn't relevant.
I know where you're trying to go, Bergie, but I'm not going to go with you.
I have no idea what
we
you're
got no
talking about.
Lindsay here for us to, we only got Funchy and you and me.
Oh, there's no buffer today.
Sedano will blow through the front lines and get right to me. I don't want that on a Friday.
Right. There's no Lindsay to tell Sedano that she thinks that Lucas should be traded, and then she absorbs the anger.
Exactly.
We don't have that today.
No.
Maybe Funchy could say something interesting today to get Sedano to
I think Funchy
just
was
cover
out
him.
for his anniversary. Happy anniversary, Funchy.
Happy anniversary,
you guys.
Funchy.
Where'd you guys go last night?
We went to a place called Herman. It's like in South Pass. It's like a real hard restaurant to get into. It's like a new restaurant that just started, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago.
Yeah, and reviews?
Really, really good. Really, really good. But you know what? Didn't watch a game last night. Didn't have TVs there.
Oh, shocking.
So you did not watch this game last night?
I watched, maybe I got home for the third quarter-ish.
Yeah. Then you didn't watch the game last night because the third quarter was not the game.
Yeah.
The third quarter was when the game ended.
Yeah. Let me say, Game 7 on Saturday is better for me because 90 Day Fiance comes on Sunday.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, everybody's got their own selfish motivation about when they want this Game 7 to be.
Hey, Sedano, besides the first game of the series, which was amazing, one of the best games we've ever seen, every other game kind of feels like a blowout. Why is that?
Well, by the end, it feels like a blowout.
Right.
Because usually, I don't know. I mean, that's how it goes in playoff series. If you got honestly, it's very rare.
10+ points on each and every game since then.
Yeah, but if you look at some of these series, like, it's funny because Lindsay's not here, and I'm going to reference the 2016 finals. But if you look at the 2016 finals,
nobody cares about the Cavs, George.
Yes. Everyone thinks about it, but that's probably one of the last finals that win Game 7. So, everybody thinks about it as like, oh my God, what a great series, right? Like, it really was a terrible series up until Game 7. Like, it was this like every night. It was the opposite, right? Like where every game was the other team just ended up blowing the doors off of the other team until Game 7. So look, Game 7s are, if you look at them, they're historically very sloppy. Teams are tight. Mistakes happen all the time. And you either get what you saw with the Knicks, which is a blowout, or you get like a game in like the 90s, which honestly I think most people would be okay with because I think I feel like sometimes that's what people pine for when it comes to basketball. They want the 90s back. So, look, hopefully it's the latter. Hopefully it's just a tight game. And, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I think, Bergie, to your point, though, I think it's a good question because when you go back and you look at Game 1 of this series, George, and you think about the way that game went and the overtimes and the spectacular play and what were we talking about the next day? Wemby's arrived and the monks and look at how he's prepared his body and his mind and he's so young. And then what happens in Game 2 is Oklahoma City comes back and they wind up winning Game 2. And you're like, okay, all right, hold on. Maybe I got a little ahead of myself. But the truth of the matter is, and I'll ask it this way rather than giving a strong opinion about it in the beginning, have you guys take George out of the equation because he's there, he's living it, he's feeling it. Have you guys found this series, generally speaking, to be entertaining?
I mean, for me, not so much. There are games that are good, and there's quarters that are good, and I'm enjoying watching it. But by the end of it, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to move on.
Well,
yeah, but let me say something to you. I think 10 points is also a very weird barometer these days for basketball, because 10-point leads evaporate like that.
Oh,
I mean,
there's
20-point leads evaporate like that. Generally speaking,
seen it, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that just because a game is a 10-point game or an 11-point game, like, I thought Game 2 was really good. It ended up being an 11-point game, but, I mean, it was pretty nip and tuck until the last, 3 minutes of the game.
But it doesn't feel like one team is going to be coming back, though. Once they're down by a certain amount in this series, it feels like it's kind of like, okay, it's going to stay that way because they're both so good offensively.
I don't know about that. Like, I feel like the games in OKC have been good. And honestly, I feel like I felt like the 3 games we've had in OKC have been good games.
I guess what I'm saying is that we got spoiled in game 1.
But you're a box score watcher if you're just looking at it that way.
Are you telling Cappy a box score?
I'm talking about the game itself.
Well, I'm just talking. Listen,
who's box score watching?
Yeah, who is?
Well, I mean, Bergie's box score watching.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
I just want to make sure that he takes the first hit today.
I mean,
that's fine.
Berg,
I'll take it today.
I mean, the first game was a double overtime. A double overtime game, and it was still a 7-point game at the end.
It's not about the amount of points that they win by. I'm just using that as a barometer because it is after 10 points is considered a blowout.
No, it's not. Not in 2026.
You're a box score watcher. That's why.
Yeah, that's right.
It's starting to get a little bit daunting.
It was 10-point leads. 10-point leads literally go like. I mean,
I've seen the Lakers do it. I've seen the Lakers come back from 10, 15-point leads.
I mean, the Lakers came back from 6 with 30 seconds to go.
Right. No, so it's not about the amount of points. I'm just using that as at the end of the game, they are up by a certain amount, and that's what is considered a blowout in what is the typical sense. But at the same time, the games itself do not feel like any team is going to come back.
Let me jump in here.
Nice dismount.
Well, I just want to push everybody to the corner for a second. Let Bergie spit out the blood, and we'll wash him down, put some Vaseline on his face.
Right, Bergie, let me Vaseline your eyes here. Berg, can you see out of your right eye yet?
It's 7:15. You know what you could have done since we began the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Friday? Well, you see I'm wearing my NASCAR hat. You want your car driving like a zoom NASCAR stock car? Go to Valvoline Instant Oil Change this weekend. Home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a location near you. They'll take care of you, sucker. Mm-hmm. Now, let me say this. Sedano, let me ask you this.
What are you going to say?
Because I feel that I am somebody who sometimes pines for the 90s basketball. I was a Jordan kid. In the old days, and that could be the 2000 Lakers, the Kobe, the three-peat, or that could be Jordan, whatever. Would we say that Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals, I went out, I left here, and I said, I'm going to go for a walk now. The game's over by the third quarter. And I kept an eye on the score while I was walking downtown LA by myself because Cappy went home. But in the old days, whatever those are, do we feel that Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals should be a little bit more competitive?
I mean, Chris, I'm just telling you, I've seen okay, so let's just take OKC as the prime example, okay? Last year they played 2 Game 6s, okay? And they got blown out of the water in both those games against Denver and against Indiana. And I don't know, man. I'm just telling you, that's the way sometimes it happens. You guys, you don't remember games the way you think you remember games. Is what
you hear that, guys? You guys don't remember the way you think you remember because you guys don't get it. Tell him, George.
Well, but your guy Reggie Miller.
So I'm looking it up right here.
All right.
Game 6, Knicks Bulls. Okay, 1990. What year is this? 4.
Okay. Wait. Don't tell me. Wait. Game 6. You said Knicks Bulls, 1994.
That doesn't include Jordan. That game. That's no Jordan.
Oh my God.
Just saying. Just for the record.
We're talking Patrick Ewing here. We talking
Scottie Pippen was good that year though. So we
talking John Starks here, Knicks.
Hold on. I'll pull up 93. How about
okay,
that?
let's do 93.
Okay,
why don't you do the game that Reggie Miller, your guy, always talks about, which was Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where they beat the Bulls, and then the Bulls came back in Game 6. Oh no, wait a minute. That would have been Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Bulls won in Game 7. So that was one of the most historic games of all time.
But are we saying here today that our expectation is that when you get to this round, every game should be back and forth, and should come down to a buzzer beater? Is that what we're getting at?
No, that's not what I'm getting
Sorry,
at.
I'm just trying to create conversation.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
I think there actually is conversation in this now.
But go ahead now. Now I'm going to get out of the way. Let Sedano slug you. I tried to be your meat shield.
To absorb you.
I tried to be your meat shield, Bergie.
Yeah. I don't need your protection.
Boy.
Look, I think what I'm trying to say to you guys as George does this research, I think what I'm trying to say to you guys is this. We got so spoiled in Game 1 that now when
it was
games
a double
are,
overtime thriller. Like, you know what I mean?
When
Like,
games are not going back and forth in the final 2 or 3 minutes of the game, that's not necessarily entertaining when you don't have a dog in the fight. When one team scores 13 points in the third quarter and gets blown out and can't hit a shot for like 8 minutes, and the other team goes on a 20-0 run, you as a viewer, again, if you're a Laker fan and you like the Lakers, but you're invested in the NBA season, you're like, I want to take it till the finish line. Last night, by the time the third quarter was over, whatever else you had to do in your life, you were like, I can get up and do that because I know the result of the game. The game is not going to come down to the last 2 minutes.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. And you guys are probably too young for this, but the Lakers lost the Memorial Day Massacre. It was a Game 1 against Boston, okay?
Yeah.
They lost 148 to 114, okay? 148 to 114.
A lot of scoring, though, in that game.
Not competitive.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you think that set the tone for the series? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
No, every game is different, Sedano, and I think like the first game was amazing, but then this game was not. And the third quarter, it was over.
But what I'm telling you is, everyone look. The Cavs is the perfect example, in the Warriors. Okay, look, Cavs came back down 3-1. Everyone thinks every game of that series 10 years later was awesome. It was not. They were all blowouts, other than Game 7.
Both these teams are so amazing. And
so what I'm telling you is, in 10 years, you're going to remember an awesome Game 1, and if they have an awesome Game 7, you're not going to remember the games in the middle.
That is absolutely true and fair.
And Cappy, you asked, have you felt like this has been an exciting series? And I think besides Game 1, the other games that have been played.
That's because you're only a Lakers fan.
That's what. Look, I love both.
You're not a basketball fan. You'd rather watch the Dodgers and Rockies than watch the NBA, the Western Conference
because
Finals.
I have to, and I watch both things. But
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you can watch both. Right?
Like I said, I watch both.
He's
things.
on him today, boy.
Oh, he's gonna get it.
It's fine, and I'll take that the entire time. But you're by saying that I'm a Lakers fan.
But is it not? Is it true or not true? Don't get defensive. Just be honest.
Well, you're putting me in a defensive position by saying I'm only a Lakers fan.
No, you're putting yourself in a defensive.
I mean, play defense, bro. I mean, be better defender than Luka. Come on, play D.
Seriously.
I
or
watched,
Austin at the very least.
I've watched every single one of these games, and I've watched every single. It's part of. They are exciting teams. I like watching both these teams. They're both amazing. But the games themselves, while there's been a good back and forth for a little bit, by the end of these games, by the fourth quarter, it's typically one team is up by a pretty large margin. Even in Game 5. The Oklahoma City was up pretty big, where they had to take all their players out, and then they left Jared McCain in, and then that's when all that stuff happened. So
right, but that was with 2 minutes to go.
But even before that, it was pretty much out of hand at that.
Well,
point.
Bergie, make another point. You ready for this one? How about this?
Making points? Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to help you make a point here.
Thank
you.
Tell
me if you want to use this point. If you do, use it. If you don't, don't.
Okay.
When you look at the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1 between Cleveland and the Knicks. That was an all-time amazing game, right? Game goes to overtime, Knicks make comeback, et cetera, et cetera. After that, the Knicks destroyed Cleveland, you tell me, were any of the next 3 games, would you call them entertaining? Because they were all blowouts, essentially.
No,
those were not. That was not an entertaining series.
All right, so you see, Bergie, you could have used
these
that.
guys in this series are playing a physical brand of basketball that we have not seen yet in these playoffs with 2 teams. Okay. And if you can't appreciate Ravens Steelers, that's cool, because that's what this is basically in NBA terms, and that's fine. But like, this is a good series. Maybe the individual games a couple times have not been good, but even the game you're talking about, it became a blowout with 2 minutes to go. But in 2026 in the NBA, with the 3-point shot and the ability to come back and score and win. I mean, again, to use the Lakers and Rockets as an example, Lakers were down 6 with 20-something seconds to go, and ended up pushing the game to win. Okay? Like that is what happens today in the NBA. You can't compare the NBA to the 90s because they were scoring 90 points. They're all capable of scoring 120 points in today's NBA. Every team.
And this team, though, these two teams specifically, both amazing offensively and both amazing defensively. So it has, in that sense, it's been exciting. But for the most part, when it gets into that fourth quarter, you can kind of look at it and go, this game is over.
Which is exactly why, to George's
point.
So
let me tell you. Let me pull this up right now. Game
George,
5,
George
the one you're referencing.
He ain't done. Exactly right.
5-point game with a minute to go. 5-point game with a minute to go. 5-point game. Game 2.
Bergie.
Game 2, 5-point game with a minute to go. That game ended up being an 11-point game or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But in your mind, that's a blowout. It was a 5-point game with a minute and 1 second to go.
Every game is different, but then the other ones.
Okay, but then don't tell me every game is a blowout. That's why I tried to tell you from the beginning that a 10-point game is not a blowout in 2026.
No, but last night's game was a blowout. The game before was a blowout.
Yeah, last night's game was absolutely a complete blowout. Yes.
Which is why we need Game 7 to bookend this series. So to George's point, when we look back 10 years from now, we're going to go, what an incredible series that was. Game 1 was that crazy overtime game. And Game 7, they went back and forth, and they slug-fested all night long. They rock-fought. They dog-fought. They whatever other kind of fight you can come up with. And you know what? That turned into an amazing series. The first time ever where you had Shea on the defending champs versus Wemby making his way towards the NBA Finals. That's why we need a very entertaining bow on the end of this series. Make Game 7 great. Again.
We're going to try. 7:24. Good morning. On a Friday, well, will the Oklahoma City Thunder need that wellness kit, the medical emergency kit, Cappy, or will the Spurs after tomorrow night?
I got it right here. And every home should have one. It's the medical emergency kit. And when you go inside, and by the way, this is like the greatest travel case because you just put it in your backpack, you set it and forget it. But when you need it, it's here for you. And when you open it up, every medication that you might need in your home or while you're traveling, everything is right here. You got all these different medications. And you think to yourself, well, why do I need all those medications? Because who knows what's going to happen? You're going out on a summer road trip. You got all your kids. You're going out with a family. You don't want anybody to get sick. But if you do, you don't want to have to look for a doctor. You don't want to have to try and find the local pharmacy. You've got the pharmacy right here in your possession. And when you say, oh, no, my kid, it probably has an ear infection, you go into the medical emergency kit guidebook. You say, these are the symptoms that we are experiencing. And then the medical emergency kit has the medication. And then the reason this is so important is because if you wait a week or 2 weeks, you're not going to get better. But if you get on your medication right away, a couple days later, you're good. So listen, every family should have one. Every home should have one. Every kid going off to camp, every kid that goes off to college, everybody should have a medical emergency kit. And here's how you get it. You go to urgentcarekit.com/710. urgentcarekit.com/710. You use our promo code 710. You're saving $45. This thing is freaking genius. And everybody should have one so that if you get sick, you get better as fast as possible with the medical emergency kit.
Thank you, Cappy. Dodgers get ready for the weekend with the Phillies. We'll talk Dodgers with Bergie's Orkin in 3.5 minutes from right now.
And now from Good Karma Brands, here is Sam Pines.
Hi, this is Sam Pines, partner at Good Karma Brands and ESPN LA. When we purchased ESPN LA in 2022, in collaboration with the Walt Disney Company, I knew LA had great teams. I didn't realize how passionate the ESPN LA fan was. It's been awesome to see and experience. The fans who show up every day, you're what makes this place what it is. From the Mandy Awards to summer softball games in West Covina, there's something special about this community. We've got incredible teams, the Lakers, Rams, USC, LAFC, Kings, and Angels. And then there's everything else.
It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic.
Mason and Ireland's growl. Cappy yelling, love boat. Sedano's sighs. Eisen landing another A-list guest. Evan Cohn going deep on Brady. Travis pulling out Buffalo Gruden. DeMarco keeping everybody honest. And Morales dropping a random bam. And that one might have been a final. That's ESPN LA. Whether you watch or listen, thank you. You're what makes all of this possible.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and as a business owner myself, I know the frustration when big banks drag their feet on small business loans. Don't let the banks hold your business back. Turn to Cardiff. They are a SoCal powerhouse, the country's largest private small business lender, where the application takes under 5 minutes. And if you've been in business for at least a year and you are bringing in $20,000 a month in revenue, apply now for up to $500,000 in same-day business funding. Cardiff.co/ESPNLA. That's Cardiff.co/ESPNLA.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
7:30, good morning. We know Sedano loves the oldies. On this day in 1965, the number one hit, the Beach Boys, Help Me Rhonda.
Doobie-doo.
No, this isn't a doobie-doo.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is until we get to Help Me Rhonda.
Come on.
No, until we get to Help Me Rhonda, I doobie-doobie it.
No.
Yeah. Come on, here it comes. Help me Rhonda, help me Rhonda, yeah.
What is this, Happy Days?
Yeah, that's right. Come on. Help me Rhonda, help me Rhonda.
Today is also...
I feel like we're listening to the jukebox at Al's.
Yeah, right.
By the way,
Fonzie just tapped on it.
Some days between noon and 3, I'd rather be playing the jukebox at Al's.
Wait a second, what?
No, you don't.
Today is also National Snail Day. Now, are you an escargot guy, Cappy?
No, disgusting.
I'll do a lot of escargot.
Oh, really?
And then you take the bread, you dip it in the oil and the butter and the garlic. Oh, beautiful, man.
I'm very, very turned off by escargot. Very
Why?
turned off by it. Well, first of all, I'm not an adventurous eater, number one.
It's not an adventure.
You don't think eating snails is an adventurous thing to eat?
Taking snails and dipping them in oil, butter, and garlic is not an adventure.
Okay, so first of all,
eating
I've never
a snake head is an adventure.
Okay, I wouldn't do that either.
Well, I wouldn't do that either.
But I just want to say one thing, that even if I would consider eating escargot, about 2 years ago, no, it was a little bit longer, Rachel's mom and dad, they're kind of hippie-ish sorts of people, and they're real do-it-yourselfers. These people were going outside of their house. They were collecting those snails, you know, the kinds that you step on and they make that crunchy sound?
I think they're all the same. I think snails are snails.
Okay, they're all really all snails are the same?
I think so.
I'm not sure. But they would take and collect the snails, George. Then they would put them into, like, I don't know, some sort of an aquarium or something. Then they were feeding these snails cornmeal, right? And then they were making their own escargot.
Now, see, that's a little outrageous.
I was disgusted by the entire process. And they were like, try it. It's good. I'm like, Forget about it. I'm not taking your home-found snails that you fed cornmeal to and eating them like I'm in a fancy French restaurant. Not happening. So I'm out on escargot.
I'm sure a lot of those fancy meals Sedano has with like PJ Carlissimo and all that gang. I'm sure snails.
I've never had escargot.
You've never had escargot? Wow,
no
I'm a little surprised.
I'm no interest in escargot.
All right. Well, with that, it's time for Bergie's Organ. You could watch the Blue Review.
We sound really much like the man of the men. You sound like the man of the people having escargot. By the way,
I mean, I don't have it every night, but once in a while, I'll be like, yeah.
Are you having a side of foie gras?
I've had foie gras.
Not me.
It's illegal now in California.
Well, I'm not eating that either.
Is it really?
Yeah, now it is. Yeah. It's very rich when you eat it. Anyway, a man who also likes, I don't know if he likes escargot, but he does like really. Dodgers baseball.
By the way, Bergie, I met one of your buddies yesterday.
Oh, who?
Andrew Davis.
Andrew.
Does that sound right? Last name Davis for sure.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Does he
went to high school with you? He
yep,
told me.
Yep, sure did.
Oh,
Andrew
I
Davis.
have stories for the next segment?
Oh, really?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I would love to hear these.
I would love to hear him. We didn't hang out a lot.
He worked with Momo too, I believe, at the LA Daily News. He's a photographer.
Yeah. No, he's been. I think he also worked. He worked.
Does he have photos of Bergie?
He didn't claim to have any photos of Bergie.
Nobody has those. Just me. Don't worry about that.
The Blue Review each weekday at 6:30 a.m. with Marcus Grant and Gregory Arthur Bergman, and then he'll do a Dodgers segment 7 times on ESPN LA during the day, and he does one here. Bergie's 3 things. Take it away, Berg.
All right, so the Dodgers are playing the Phillies today. This is a pretty big series, especially coming off of a few of the other big series that they had recently with the Brewers and the Padres. This is another one where because the Phillies are very, very hot right now, and you're getting the part of the pitching rotation that is a little bit softer. Justin Robleski tonight, Roki Sasaki tomorrow. At least you get Yoshinobu Yamamoto on Sunday. But Justin Robleski has to kind of be a little bit better than he was last time out. He got lit up in the first inning, and then he settled himself down and got through 6 innings. But against this team, against the Phillies team, by pitching to contact, it's going to be balls that are going out of the yard and not staying inside the yard. So he can get into a lot of trouble in this game if he's not careful.
And by the way, Bergie, you talk about Robleski and how the Dodgers need him to step up tonight. And you say kind of getting into a little bit softer of the Dodgers rotation. Right. You see what's going on the other side for Philadelphia tonight.
It's Zach Wheeler, who is one of their best pitchers. Now, luckily, we miss Christopher Sanchez, and that he's on fire.
He's the Cy Young right now in the NL.
Yep, because he clears the amount of innings pitched, and also he's
threatening Oral Hershiser's scoreless innings.
Right, he's at 44 right now.
Oh boy, I don't like that.
Better not
you
threaten
don't like
Oral.
That, do you, Miranda?
I mean, Oral will run him over with one of those Equinoxes.
So,
seriously,
yeah, the one with the Chevy CarPlay.
Right.
Listen,
congratulations, Oral. That was quite an event you put on yesterday.
God,
and Bergie, phenomenal.
I've never seen a new dealership celebration like that.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I watched all the videos, and you see all these guys, whether it's Robert Horry or Mike Scioscia. I mean, you just see people that are sports celebrities that want to be out there to support Oral. And by the way, it's not like it's right around the corner. I mean, this is in Chino. I mean, you got to schlep a little bit to get out there, but congratulations to Oral Hershiser. That was quite an event you guys put on yesterday.
I mean, Oral Hershiser is a freaking legend, man.
He is.
Got it.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Bergie, great job by you yesterday, too, walking around with your iPhone as if it's a microphone and just doing some social media. That was great.
Yeah, thanks to Lucas for setting that whole thing up. But that place was packed. There was
Berg on the street.
5 to 10,000 people were in that place. It was nuts.
See, if he did like more, that's what we should do for the baseball report. Berg on the bump.
Berg on the bump. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, we got to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Do it up. So left field is now going to be, because Teoscar Hernandez is on the IL, he's going to be out for a few weeks. This is probably going to be longer than that too, because it is a hamstring, and those take a little bit longer.
Yeah, hey, Bergie, by the way, it's kind of like the Lakers, right? You had Austin with the oblique, and you had Luka with the hamstring. Now you've got Teoscar with the hamstring, and you've got Kike with the oblique.
I know, just injuries all over the place. And add in Snell, add in Glasnow. They're just kind of lit up with injuries right now. Tommy Edman, though, is close to coming back. He played in AAA yesterday, and he had 2 hits. He's hitting 500 down there in just a couple of games, but he's not coming up for a little while, probably take another couple of weeks, but he is getting closer to coming back up. Left field is now what is cleared now because Teoscar's out. and Alex Call is going to get a majority of those at-bats and playing time. But they did bring up Ryan Ward, and you remember the Ryan Ward story, Cappy. He was the MVP of the PCL last year, and he came up just for a moment earlier this year, got a double in front of his whole family, so that was a big moment for him.
Yeah.
But he's going to get a little bit more playing time, so he just needs to show what he did last year in the PCL and be able to hit a little bit better, hit some home runs, play a little bit better defense, but he's going to get some playing time out there.
Real quick, let me ask you guys a question. Maybe you know the answer to this, Berg. Where does Shohei Ohtani rank right now in NL Cy Young odds?
So he's not going to get enough innings most likely, but do they have him on there?
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, he's there? I would probably think second or third.
Cappy?
I would say he's probably also got to be right up there. I mean, listen, I don't think anybody's considering what we're all talking about, which is will he get the number of innings? I'd say he's probably number 2. Maybe he's number 1.
Christopher.
Well, I would say, me personally, I think I said it on Tuesday on one of the shows, he should win it based on his performance. But if he doesn't have enough innings, they should change the rule for him.
Well, they've already done that. They've already changed enough rules for him, according to some people.
Hey, just appeal like Luka did.
Funchy?
Oh, Funchy wasn't ready for that.
The odds, right?
Yeah, where is he in the odds?
The 4th, probably. I say 4th.
Funchy! He nailed it.
There you
Look
go.
at that. See, he
Nice
wasn't
job.
paying attention and got it.
No,
Okay?
it's not like
Boy,
I
he's
bet
smart.
some real money on that or whatever, but, you know.
So Christopher Sanchez is number 1 at plus 145.
Skeens,
okay.
too?
Jacob Mizorowski, the Brewers, plus 370.
Okay, that makes sense.
Paul Skeens, plus 450. And Shohei, plus 750 right now.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not gonna
Shohei's
get
he's got the ERA, but as Bergie continues to point out, rightly so, he doesn't have the innings. But on the other hand, you just look at the 3 guys that are ahead of him. I don't think anybody is going to sit here and go, well, not one of those guys belongs in front of Shohei. I mean, all 3 of those guys are having excellent seasons, and Skeens is back-to-back already, right?
Yeah, he already has back-to-back, and then Mizorowski has been nothing short of phenomenal.
And poor Skeens, I mean, he's just got such a bad team. He gave up 1 run yesterday and lost.
Mizorowski had that performance a couple days ago, Berg, where I think I'm trying to remember how many pitches went over 100 miles an hour.
It was a large
probably
amount.
like 97 of them.
It was crazy. They were like, he had like this magic. They called it he called him Magical Mizorowski because of the number of pitches that he had that went over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, on his 96th pitch, it was like 100. It was like 102.
This summer, I am going to be around watching baseball games. And we're going to the Brewers game. I'm hoping he gets the pitch. And I'm also going to Yankee Stadium to watch a game against the Pirates. And I'm hoping Skeens pitches on that day, too. That'd be great if we can kind of catch.
What are you doing, a ballpark tour this summer or something?
I like it.
That's great.
Yeah. Why not?
Are you taking Mateo on a ballpark tour?
I mean, a mini one. Just a few ballparks here and there. Just ones that are in this general area of where we'll be.
Hey, my dad took me on a ballpark tour. It was just the 3 different. It was to Chicago to Wrigley, to Boston for Fenway. We went to the old Yankee Stadium and to Cooperstown. That was one of the most amazing trips I've ever been
That's
on.
awesome.
Especially with my dad.
That is cool. God, I
We're
wish
gonna be
my
in
dad did that
Chicago
for
and
me.
New York, so it's easy to do just.
Come on, Cap.
Well, I know I feel bad. Like my father was like, "Hey, we're going to go to the Orange Bowl because my friend got us tickets, and we're in the nosiest of nosebleed seats you
Yeah,
could
but the Orange Bowl
possibly
is a
be
cool
in."
stadium.
Yeah, so what? Be happy you were there,
Oh,
man.
believe me when I tell you, I
Yeah.
was
Back.
because my kids are spoiled. My kids are like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
no
like
kidding.
on the sidelines."
It's actually disappointing that place wasn't resurrected the way that the Coliseum was. I mean, that place is an iconic place. I mean, it's
You talking
some of the
about
most
original
famous-
Yankee Stadium?
Well, I've been to the original Yankee
No,
Stadium.
is that what you were talking about?
You're talking
just
about
now?
the
Or you
Orange Bowl.
I'm talking about the
Oh.
Orange Bowl.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, the one of the most famous football games ever was played there, the Joe Namath game.
Well, that, and I would also tell you that one of the greatest football games of all time was ever played there. That was the Dolphins and the Chargers in '82.
Oh yeah, that double overtime game.
Yeah, where Kellen Winslow blocks the field goal and they have to carry him off the field.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a great game. So, yes, the answer is yes. We're going to the Chicago area. We're going to drive to Milwaukee. It's only like 70 minutes, and then we'll be in New York for a couple days. Yeah, we're going to do a couple.
You got to go see our suite at the Brewers Stadium. It's a nice suite.
Maybe I will.
You should.
I'll text the powers that be.
Yeah.
We're going on a day that it's a Paw Patrol lunchbox, actually.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, big
If you
day.
need any
Paw
help
Patrol
with any
lunchbox
tickets,
day.
you just let me know, because yesterday I just got somebody who asked me for tickets for something. You ready for this? Somebody called in a Hey King yesterday,
Yeah.
Hey, can you get me tickets, but I need really good ones, at Wimbledon? I was like, bro, really? And they were like, yeah, like center court. I need really good, tickets for Wimbledon. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, good God, man. Now I really got to work on this for you? Really? Now I got a couple of instant connections, but people just think, well, you work for ESPN. They must televise a part of this whole thing. Come on, bro.
Well, I believe they do, but that doesn't. I'm going to need a Petco Hey King soon.
Oh, yeah?
Because Stephanie's never been to Petco.
She'd love it.
I have been, but I want her to have the Cappy experience.
Okay.
Not like the experience you had a few months ago, but I mean like the good experience.
Hey,
I had
real
a
quick,
great
don't forget
recently.
Bob Chesney, UCLA head coach, going to join us at 8:05 today.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to ask Bob Chesney?
What's that?
Does he want to be like fellow Bruin John Ireland and be able to suck on the tap directly to drink his water in Los Angeles? Because if Bob Chesney has the compound that he needs to have, being such an amazing coach and being an amazing human being, he should have a Life Source water system. Just call. Bob Chesney, if you're listening, call 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Be like John Ireland. Be like me. Don't have that disgusting chlorine water in your house anymore that makes you feel like, all that chlorine. When you want to, Bob Chesney, John Ireland, you're men of power, you're men of Los Angeles, you're men of UCLA, you should be able to get out of the shower and be free. Wiggle around and feel clean because you got Life Source water. Call the Life Source Water Factory right now, the California factory at 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. They're going to take care of you so you could drink water directly out of the tap. Right, Cappy? You could suck on the tap. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to put your water in a Brita or have bottled water or everywhere. Or like the 80s where an Arrowhead guy comes in with a giant water bottle and it topples off in the kitchen. No. You can drink it right out of the tap. You can feel clean in the shower. All you got to do is be one of the 250,000 homes that have already called Life Source. They've been around since 1984. They've been trusted, like I said, 250,000 homes. 5,000 five-star reviews. They'll take care of you, too. 800-WATER-99. Visit lifesourcewater.com. They'll give you factory direct pricing, free installation. They'll take care of you just like they took care of John Ireland, just like they took care of me. They could take care of you, too. 800-WATER-99. LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water. Taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply. In 3 minutes, is Sedano going to give us stories of Bergie's youth? I guess you're going to have to find out, sucker. And Bob Chesney at 8:05. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on a Feel Good Friday.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Mason. The next best thing to being at the 2026 FIFA World Cup is watching it at Cosm. Experience every match inside the massive 87-foot LED dome in shared reality. You will feel like you're right there on the pitch with the world's biggest stars. Plus, catch all the action in the Cosm Hall with great food and drinks. FIFA World Cup tickets will not last, so book right now at cosm.com/FIFA. I will see all you guys for the World Cup at Cosm.
I'm a health assistant. I work in public education.
I'm a contractor.
I have 3 jobs. I work 6 days a week.
It is very expensive to live in California.
Healthcare is unaffordable. Utilities are skyrocketing.
Tom has been fighting for Californians for years.
Tom Steyer helped get free school lunches for children.
Tom took on big oil, big tobacco, big corporations.
When Tom is governor, he'll fight for us, not them.
Tom wants to cut utility rates by 25%.
Deliver single-payer, guaranteed health care.
Take on the big corporations and make California affordable.
Javier Becerra has taken thousands from big oil.
With Becerra, it's not going to get better for working people.
Tom can't be bought.
That's why working Californians like me are getting behind Tom Steyer.
Together, we can beat the special interests.
I can't do it by myself. I need you guys to be with me, and we need to do this together.
Vote Tom Steyer for governor, June 2nd.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
7:47 in the morning. Coverage and content of the 2026 NBA playoffs on ESPN LA is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Tune into Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals tomorrow night, starting at 4:30 p.m. on ESPN LA, 7:10 a.m. on your radio, or on the all-new ESPN LA app in crystal clear digital audio. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. Visit pechanga.com for more information. We're back in 60 seconds.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. George Sedano.
I mean, this is like silly. Like, what are we doing here?
Scott Kaplan.
Here's the phone. Back in the blink. Band and vamping and vamping and don't think to find. What did up with my dope rhyme?
More Sedano and Kap.
Forward to that.
You teased
Head
us
coach
that,
of UCLA.
that you acquired Berge High School stories.
Is it Adam Davis?
Yes, Adam Davis.
Adam Davis.
Yes.
I said Andrew. Sorry. Yes, Adam Davis.
Yes. Huge
So
listener to
Adam
the station, by
Davis
the way.
is a photographer that covers sports, and grew up in the Valley. Went to high school at Berge. Worked with Ramona at the LA Daily News back in the day, and I ran into him yesterday at the game. He lives in Austin now, and he was there shooting the Spurs Thunder game, and he approached me and brought it up, and he's like, yeah, I'm he goes, he said, I know sausage jeans. And I said, oh.
Sausage jeans? Time out.
That's what Mason in Ireland used to call
That's
him
what
back
used to
in
call
the
me,
day.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if this was like an old high school nickname, sausage jeans. Okay.
Let me tell you, Cappy just got really excited.
Yeah, I did get excited.
I need this story.
I want to know, wait, in high school they called them sausage jeans? Turns out that's not the case. All
No,
right.
Mason in Ireland, yeah.
Why, you used to wear like super tight
Nah,
jeans, dude?
The really, really short story is that Syzygen he came up with Leap Day. We were going back and forth, and at some point they yelled at me. They both at the same time, and he turned around and said, "Shut up, sausage jeans," and that's where it came from.
Wow, sausage jeans. All right.
So I only asked him. We were talking about him mostly, like how he ended up in Austin, like how he got in the business, whatever. We were chit-chatting about that. We talked about the series, and then I said, "Hey, by the way, what was Bergman like in high school?" And he said some words to me that I found stunning. He said, "Nerdy hockey guy." And I'm like,
wow,
hockey guy?
Yeah, I played hockey.
Really?
I played hockey. Yeah, I played hockey. Well, it was roller hockey. I wasn't allowed to play ice hockey. But yeah, played hockey.
Why not?
I'm like, was he like a Kings guy? Like, he's like, yeah, he
Why can't
loved
you play
hockey,
ice
that
hockey?
kid.
You were a puckhead?
Yeah.
Play roller hockey,
Yeah,
not
but
ice hockey?
I was
Why?
not allowed to play ice hockey because my parents thought that I would get a concussion and get hurt, so they thought.
But
Wait,
not
but you
in
weren't going to
roller
get a
hockey?
concussion on the concrete?
No, apparently not. But they let me play football though, so that was the weird part about all that.
Yeah, that was very weird.
Yeah, but
Parents made some interesting decisions.
Yeah, I played hockey for most of my childhood. I went to the Maccabee games in Detroit one year. And
Really?
Yeah.
Hey. Wow.
Look at that. You would have never guessed that the host of the Blue Review 17 times over every day
Yeah.
would have been a hockey guy.
Bergie on the bump.
One other time
Who
it's gonna
knew?
Be on DeMarco and Travis, and that's it.
Now you should do a hockey segment every
Yeah,
on
you
every
and
show.
Samboni.
Yeah, you guys should hang out.
I'm serious. How did we not know this with all the time that Samboni was in the studio with us?
Right.
No wonder you were mad about Samboni being here.
I know.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I
was
should be
pissed,
doing this.
Yelling,
Right.
screaming.
But
You
why
and
still-
back in the day, you and Drew Belzer could have hosted In the Crease.
No, we don't need to. We don't need to do anything with that.
You like that, huh, Funch?
Yeah, that's an inside joke that everybody enjoyed.
I don't know what it means, but I'll tell you, Funchy liked it. Bergie, what surface do you play roller hockey? I'm like, I think of
Concrete.
roller hockey being on the concrete out in front of your house.
There's also
But-
places all over. There's the Jose de Anza Park in Calabasas that I used to play at. There's like
Yeah, the Jose de Anza.
yeah. There's plenty of spaces that you could go play hockey on. It's a real sport. It's hockey. It's just rollerblades instead of ice.
But don't you wear the same equipment in roller hockey that you do in ice hockey?
All of it. All of the
So
same
then what the
extent.
hell are your parents doing? You can't play ice hockey?
I mean, you could have been playing with Kopitar at some point, maybe. You never know.
It would have been amazing. Yes, my mom specifically did not want me to play ice hockey. They were worried I was going to get too injured, and then said, "Go ahead and play football."
What position did you play football?
What?
Yeah, safety. I was a safety.
Safety?
Yeah, I was a safety.
Well, yeah, it's an easy concussion.
Yeah,
Oh, my
I
God.
did get a concussion.
Oh.
Playing.
Well, that explains a lot, too.
It sure does.
There you have it. Yeah.
You know?
Wow, Bergie.
So
Man,
anyway,
man.
lovely fellow. Adam
Really nice
Davis.
guy. Really nice guy.
Lovely fellow. So.
All right, let's break on time so we get ready for Bob Chesney,
Yeah,
head
let's do
coach of
that.
your, and literally your, Bergie, UCLA Bruins.
I know. Are you excited, Bergie, to have your head coach on?
Absolutely. This guy is going to change the program.
I hope
think
he
so.
does.
I hope so.
I just for a little background, I did. I think I've told this story before. Well, I definitely did because I told Bergman about him when Bergman was like, Bob Chesney. I don't know who the hell is that.
I didn't know who it was.
Now he's in on him. He's all in on Bob Chesney.
You don't think he's going to be a bust like Wemby?
No, he did not go that far.
Okay.
He just didn't know who he was.
Really? I thought we were here.
No, we are. We're on the same page, but I just thought that maybe this would be kind of a fun thing, you know?
But Cap, you may remember a couple years ago, he was the coach of James Madison, obviously. And I first got to know him briefly. I called one of their games where they blew the doors off of North Carolina in North Carolina.
I remember. It was
when
an
Mac
early
Brown
season
was
game.
the coach.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and they won 70-50, and they were up big in that game. Like, I mean, it was wild. It wasn't even that close at times.
I can remember texting you during the game going, am I watching what I'm really watching here? Is James Madison tearing apart North Carolina for real?
Yeah, and they were. And I got to meet him. Because and he knew my sideline reporter because he used to – previous to that, he was the coach at Holy Cross in the Patriot League. And she used to work the Patriot League games for ESPN, Morgan Uber, who now works on the SEC. So she got us, Cappy, you know how you do in college, usually the way it works is the home team will visit with the home team in person, but the road team normally will just do it on Zoom these days. But because Morgan had a relationship with Coach Chesney, for all those years, the couple of years he was in Holy Cross, she told the producer, you should ask him if he'll do it in person because I think you guys would really enjoy talking to him. Like, he's awesome. And we did, and it was an incredible experience just to chat with him. Like, he told us like some awesome stories. So I'm really looking forward to having him on the show. I mean, I don't know him at all other than that one experience.
Well,
And, Travis just took him. Travis and that crew in Laura just took him in an In-N-Out burger. Because when they had him on a few months ago, he said he had never had In-N-Out. So you should tell him, Sedano, something else he needs to have. Oh, tell him about your Cube. Tell him about Tropicana. He's got to go there.
It's too far from Westwood.
We'll
man.
take it to him.
Yeah.
Fergie will take it to him. Oh, Bob Chesney, here you go. Would you like this,
Well,
please?
I mean, one thing about Travis definitely welcomes everybody to Southern California with In-N-Out. Even Ty Simpson yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, hey, bro, here's your order, animal style with the chili peppers on it,
I don't like the chili pepper.
Anyway, I don't use them either.
No, go ahead. Tell us about our friends at Cardiff.
Hey, listen, already this has been a huge hit. This is a brand new partner to the show. They're called Cardiff, Cardiff, and you can find them at cardiff.co/ESPNLA, cardiff.co/ESPNLA, and here's why you need to find these guys. Because if you are in business, and you've been in business for more than a year, and you have more than $20,000 a month in revenue, and you are trying to scale your business, and you cannot get a loan from a bank, how can you find money to scale the business? Well, cardiff.co/ESPNLA is your answer. These guys have lent billions of dollars over the course of their career, 20 years. They're Southern California based, and here's the story. Fast approvals. You will fill out an application in under 5 minutes. You will get your money the same day, presuming that you are eligible for this type of a loan. There is no impact on your personal credit, so don't worry about that, and transparent terms. So listen, if you are looking to cover urgent expenses, like you've got payroll coming and you just don't have the cash in the bank, or you're ready to seize new opportunities, Cardiff can get you the money you need, and they can get it to you the same day. Business owners, I don't care if you're in the fitness business, the bar restaurant business, the construction business, HVAC plumbers, etc., it doesn't matter. You need money to scale. You will not get it from big banks. They will bury you in paperwork. You'll give up. Cardiff can get you the money today. Cardiff, Cardiff, cardiff.co/ESPNLA, cardiff.co/ESPNLA. Good luck, business owners.
Thank you, Cappy. We approach 8 o'clock at KSPN Los Angeles Good Karma Brands radio station. Bob Chesney, head coach of your UCLA football Bruins. You going to call him Ches, Bergen? Bob Chesney? Ches?
The Ches?
The Ches? That's next on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
The personalities you know.
The teams you love.
Lakers are going to run some clock. Here's Smart with a 5-point lead. LeBron down the middle. Slam dunk. That could do it.
The teams you love.
The station you spend time with every day.
LA's mega sports station.
ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Don't wait until Election Day to vote. You have several easy, convenient options to make your voice heard. Vote early at any of the official ballot drop boxes or vote in person. Visit plan.lavote.gov to learn more. Brought to you by the Los Angeles County Registrar.
All right, guys, real talk. Are you a crust lover or one of those crust leavers? Because I got to tell you, Pizza Hut's new crispy parm pan pizza is next level. It's the original pan crust you already love, but now they've baked Parmesan cheese right onto the edge. I'm talking crispy, golden, cheesy crunch with that soft, fluffy inside. Grab a medium, one topping, crispy parm pan for just $11.99 or go large for $3 more. Order now at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
8:03, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Fun you love and making me laugh in here on a Friday. We try to make you laugh. We try to make you smile. We try to inform you and put a smile on your face to begin a Friday, Jack. Cappy on this day in 1971. The number one, please don't step on me. The number one hit, the Rolling Stones, Brown Sugar.
Yeah, I didn't realize, like today, you know, like when Monday is a holiday and you think that Tuesday is Monday, I thought today was Thursday.
Still?
Yeah, I had no idea today was Thursday.
That was Monday.
I know.
I had no idea what yesterday was all day. I kept thinking to myself, is it Thursday? What day is it?
Also, happy 28th birthday to Austin Reeves.
Hey. Future Brooklyn Net?
No.
Future Chicago Bull?
Are you talking to me?
Not you.
Oh, because I'm trying to listen out of one ear and talk to you at the same time.
Yeah, Austin Reeves.
Now, joining us at 5 minutes after 8 on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Friend of George Sedano and friend of the show.
No, not friend at all. I've only met him once.
Well,
don't
what do you want from me?
oversell this. I've met the guy once. I called a historic game that he coached, but I don't know him.
Well,
at
you
all.
guys are going to be friends after this. Head coach.
Well, hopefully that'll be the
BFFs.
case.
Of the
Best
UCLA
friends.
football team. The one and only Bob Chesney joins the show.
Coach Chesney.
Oh, man, I like the sound of that. I like the sound that we go way back. We're very close friends.
Yeah.
Let's oversell it. Let's
Old
oversell
school.
the hell out of it. Yeah.
Well, Coach,
Yeah.
it's so funny. So 2 years ago, I called the game that you beat North Carolina when you were at James Madison. And I remember it specifically because my sideline reporter at the time, who I'm still friends with, I actually just texted her this morning because I'll see her in OKC because she's doing softball right now, is Morgan Uber. And you dealt with her when you were in the Patriot League at Holy Cross. So when you were doing that game, traditionally the road teams will do these meetings, these production meetings on Zoom. You were kind enough because of your previous working relationship with her, to allow us into your hotel conference room to meet with you and your staff. And I remember just being blown away by you guys and just all of it, really, the level of preparedness, just your willingness to share information with us. Football is very secretive, I feel like, and coaches can like to hide stuff, but you were just so open and welcoming. And then we did the game, and I was just like, what is transpiring here?
Yeah.
I have never done a game where I've received more text messages in-game than that game, because it felt like the whole world was watching as you upset North Carolina. So, I mean, take me back to that day before we start talking about your career and UCLA and all that. Just that day, I remember talking to you guys that day, and you guys felt like, hey, we can win this game. Like, this was not like the school, the smaller school feeling like, we're just here for a payday. You were talking strategy with us, how you felt you could potentially exploit them, how you guys felt like you had certain strengths that would work, and you felt you could win. And not only did you tell us there, you clearly said it after the fact in the game as well. So take me there, and how that signature win for you there really helped propel you at James Madison and now here as you get to UCLA.
Yeah, I think it's great. I remember that, obviously, Dave, vividly, and I think that, when we were going into it, I was at the FCS level, and we had beaten Buffalo, and we had beaten UConn, and we had, been, an inch away from beating Boston College and 3 points away from beating Army, and we just always were able to sort of punch above our weight class. And that day, you just felt there was something there. It just looked a little bit off, and I felt like, man, this is a team that we could actually beat. And even though they might have whatever millions and we have, $100,000 in NIL difference, which is the disparity in college football today, which obviously is, it is what it is. But ultimately there was enough there that we felt like we could attack, and we did. And I'll never forget, you guys said you're going to meet with Morgan after the first quarter, and someone came up to me and said, hey, you got to go meet with more. I'm like, wait a minute, this is only the end of the first quarter. I think at that point in time we'd scored on like a muddle huddle. We had blocked a punt for a touchdown, pick six for a touchdown. I think that there was we had kicked an onside kick already. I think we were at 20-some points
25 to 14. It was 25 to 14.
Right.
And by the way, you completely fooled me because you went for an extra point and ended up faking it and going for a 2-point conversion that you converted. This was insane what you were pulling out in that game.
Yeah, I think it was. And in the end, for us to be able to execute all that also just speaks volumes of the players we had, the preparation that our coaches led them to, and them being able to execute in high-pressure situations. That's what has to happen. And when you're, such an underdog in a game like that, it really is. Every play is a high-pressure situation. You have to execute at an elite level, and I thought we did a really good job of that throughout the day.
Coach, I want to because this is your first time coming on with us, I really want to go back to the beginning of how you get to where you are today at UCLA. You're a guy from a little teeny tiny town in Pennsylvania, population under 3,000. You play at a small school, Dickinson College. I mean, I don't know where that is, no disrespect. Your coaching career has so many little small stops until you get to a James Madison, which propels you to UCLA. Can we go back? Would you mind sharing with us the story, early days, small town kid, and how you go from player to coach?
Yeah, so my family, we're all coaches. My dad and his dad, his uncle, his brother, their brother-in-law. With that, our whole coaching staff was truly my family. So when you say family, feel to some of these college programs, like our high school program was legitimately my actual family members were coaching it. So that was where I first got this whole start. And I knew when I was done playing, I wasn't done with this game just yet. I think the lessons it taught me before I ever was part of my dad's high school team, before I ever played college football, I knew that this was something that I could help, affect the next generation and help affect these young men on their journey of becoming who they're supposed to become. So it wasn't just about football. It was about a little bit of everything in there for me. And that was probably the most important thing. So when I got a chance to finally coach, I was in college at a D3 school in Vermont that nobody heard of. And ultimately, I made $5,000 each of those years for 2 years. And I'd go home over the summers and I'd go back to my manual labor jobs to make a couple dollars. And I'd go back up there. And then eventually started to work my way up and got to Johns Hopkins University, where really I left there as the associate head coach, the defensive coordinator, the special teams coordinator, the recruiting coordinator, and the strength and conditioning coach, all five of those things. And then I think that really helped prepare me for the next step of becoming a head coach. And then at that point in time, a D3 job opened. It wasn't a very good one. And it's very much like Lou Holtz to Urban Meyer. I remember saying to Jim Margraf, who was the head coach, you're going to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame this year. He ended up saying to me, I'm like, man, I just don't think it's a good job. I remember him saying, yeah, you know what? It's not a good job, and that's why they're giving it to you. You've never been a head coach. You don't have any experience doing it just yet. He's like, but that you got to take a leap of faith. If you think you could win, go do it. I believe in you. I think you need to believe in yourself and do this. So I ended up doing it and very quickly turned that program around. And then a D2 school that we, became one of the best in the country that hadn't ever won in the history of the school. And then, a Holy Cross team that was struggling, over the past 30 years since Gordy Lockbaum left, the field back then. Yeah. It hadn't won, and we went on a 5-year in a row Patriot League championship and run sweep, and then found ourselves in a situation where we were always in the playoffs, a round or two deep, felt like we always ran into that South Dakota State team that was just a juggernaut at the moment, and that's usually how our season ended. But I thought, we had our opportunities in those games too, and just missed on some execution. But you beat those guys. There was a team that I felt like was national championship caliber at a school that has no walk-ons, only 90 kids on the team, limited scholarships, no grad school, no fifth years, no red shirting, and we were still able to do a lot of really good things there. So then that led me to JMU, and then got to JMU, 67 new kids in the transfer portal because a lot had graduated or went to Indiana, won our first bowl game, next year made the playoffs, and here we are today.
Yeah, wow. Bob Chesney, UCLA head coach. Right, he took over for Curt Cignetti, obviously, at James Madison. One of the things that I remember from that game 2 years ago, that you told us a story about how you learned to be a special teams coach, because you just listed off and rattled off all those different positions and areas you were involved in and in charge of. But to me, Cap, you're going to love this story when Coach tells it about how he learned to be a special teams coach. Because, Bob, I don't know if you know this, Scott Kaplan, my co-host here.
I know,
Cap,
Pitt, 88 to 92, leading scorer every year for this. I know all. Trust me.
Come on, Coach.
Come
on, man.
So wait, hear this. So, Bob, tell Cap how you learned to coach special teams.
Well, so, we were in that Vermont school, and we had shown up only a week before camp started. It was D3. The players weren't there all summer. And basically the whole first half of the week, the first, 2.5 days were offense. We went through as a full staff the entire offensive install, went through each position. And we were there for 12 to 15 hours probably a day, just going through everything. And then the next day, then the second half of the week was defense. So the defensive coaches did the same. As a young coach, I had to get on the board and present my first meeting and how I was going to do it. They critiqued it and helped correct it and helped you become a better teacher. And then we got to the end on Friday, and everybody was pretty much done. And I remember we got up to leave, and the one coach said, "Wait a minute, we forgot about special teams." And I was like, damn, we didn't even talk at all about special teams. So we started to this guy handed out something. He's like, "These are your assignments. We'll talk about special teams ultimately later when we get there." And I looked at my assignment, and it was punters, kickers, holders, and long snappers.
Oh, no.
And I remember saying to him, I said, "I don't know anything about punters or kickers. Like, I don't know a single thing." He goes, "Hell, nobody knows anything about punters or kickers. Just tell them to kick the ball." And that's all. I'm like, oh, man, that doesn't sound right to me. I need to find a way to make sure that I am actually, qualified to coach this. So I remember buying a book, and I don't know if you remember, Renner was the guy's name. Punter ended up punting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a while, but it was an awesome book that taught you everything. If it didn't turn over, why? And then it gave you drills of how to fix it. If you missed a field goal, helicoptered it to the left. Well, your plant foot's too tight and you're kicking over or too wide, you're kicking over, or too tight and you're kicking over the top of the ball and hooking it. So you got to make sure the plant foot work on this drill. And it was one of the coolest things. And I would read this book every night. I would highlight it as much as I could comprehend. I would highlight, and then I'd go there before everybody else got there, and I'd go down to this indoor thing that we had, and I would practice this all on my own with a roll of tape and put the ball on the roll of tape and end up kicking off and practicing that, punting into a batting cage, doing everything I could do to make sure that I was prepared to help these guys. And then we've had a lot of success in the special teams department, but also with our kickers over the past a bunch of years.
Wow, Coach, that is really cool, because it's true. You're right. I mean, back then there was not a lot of specialization when it came. I mean, nowadays every kicker that you're ever going to have going forward has been properly, classically coached in high school by somebody, whether it's a John Carney or a Nick Novak or any of these other guys that I can't even come up with their names right now. But there's so many guys out there.
Yeah, Sailor's a big one.
The Sailor camps, exactly right. So all of these kids now have been through real training so they can coach themselves. But that's an amazing story, because I know for me, even to now, I mean, when I'm watching an NFL game and I've got questions, I go back to my college coach, a guy by the name of Scott O'Brien, who was the special teams coach for Bill Belichick and all the Patriots championship teams, and I'll call him and say, "Coach, watch this play with me and explain this to me." So I still get coached up by a guy who coached me 35 years ago. I mean, but that's the relationship, Coach, that players and coaches can develop. It's a lifetime relationship. Do you find that as well? Because you come from a football family? Oh, man, did we just lose Coach Chesney?
I think we might have.
You got me?
Keep going, Coach.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I mean, the guys that be walking around my town were guys that my father coached, and that they'd be in some sort of trouble or have some family issues, and we were there for them as a family. You know, we all shared their experiences, good and bad. And then when I got to college, that was the number one thing I was looking for is I can't wait to find a family environment like this. But then you realize quickly it was a different day and age, and it was had a very, militant feel to it. You didn't really get to know that player a lot. It was more about like, how do I just get him to do what I want him to do when I want him to do it? And I think for me, that never felt right. I felt like I wanted to connect deeper. I want to be part of these guys' lives forever. And there's no greater, story for me than I'm standing on the, we're warming up for the Sun Belt game, and I'm standing there about to host this championship game in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I look to the sideline, and there's a guy that I coached at Johns Hopkins, and he has his son on the sideline. He's now working in the CIA, and he's here present at this game. Then I look over, and there's five guys from the D3 school that I coached at. Then there's 2 guys from the D2 school I coached at. Then there's kids from Holy Cross, and then we actually have a player playing from Holy Cross, one coaching on our staff. And I'm just thinking, like, man, look at this. Like, regardless of the outcome of this game, it's pretty special that we did it the right way and stayed connected to these guys long after their playing days were done. And that's ultimately, why I'm in this profession, is to share that journey and help them become something that they never thought they could become. And some of them we are, 26 years later, still, having conversations and still part of their lives. And I think that's what makes this sport just probably a little bit different than a lot of others if you do it the right way.
Amen to all of that you just said, Coach.
Bob Chesney, the head coach of UCLA, with us. Now, is Big Bob going to be around at UCLA? Your dad, Big Bob, who's been with you everywhere? I mean, the guy's an icon everywhere he goes.
Do you remember him from?
Oh, I remember him. I mean, we met him at the hotel. He could not have been nicer before we went into the meeting with you. And then, of course, we met him that day on the field again on the sideline. I mean, he's right there with you every step of the way. So I'm hopeful that's the case here in Westwood.
Yeah, that is, and Morgan's had a lot of run-ins with him as well, in the positive way, and he's he's phenomenal, and I love having him around. He's present. It reminds me a lot of me because there was a moment of the first game at JMU. My son was just old enough to come down on the sidelines, and I didn't know he was going to be down there, but I'm standing on the sidelines and I look. There's my father. There's me as the head coach, and there's my son. And it took me back to the moment where, that was me. That was me at one point as the little kid watching this and just learning from it and building as many relationships as I can, learning how to talk to adults and older people and, challenging myself with football drills and things they were doing and just gaining a passion and celebrating their successes. That's kind of come full circle for me, and a pretty proud moment when I get a moment, to stand there with those two, on the sideline. Usually my brother's there as well. And it's pretty special because that's how I grew up, and to be reliving that at this moment is, something I'm just forever grateful for.
I bet. Hey, Coach, listen, let's talk about UCLA for a second now, the job that you have. So when I look at Curt Cignetti and I think about the path that he was on at James Madison, he leaves James Madison and he goes to Indiana. And, yes, that's a big step up in class, but it's not like you went from James Madison to Ohio State or Michigan or Penn State or even a Wisconsin. You went to a bottom feeder in the conference. But wait a second. 2 years later, you've got a Heisman Trophy winner and a national championship at a historically terrible program. So now you get an opportunity to follow similarly, to go from James Madison, to take a massive step up to UCLA, which, unfortunately, over the last few years has not been what it has been historically. So, Coach, when you look at Curt Cignetti and the success that he had and how you followed him to James Madison and now have followed him up to big-time D1 major conference college football, do you look at that and go, I could have similar success because I'm at a better historical program than Indiana?
I think you look at it and say anything's possible. But you also have to identify that, he's a special coach. He runs a special program, very different, and I know firsthand from, my days at JMU, the way we ran it was very different than the way he ran it. And that just goes to say, as long as there's alignment, a lot of things could be accomplished really quickly. So it was important for me when we came here to bring our offense coordinator, defense coordinator, special teams coordinator, strength and conditioning coach. I think when you have those four guys leading those rooms, you really have a chance that you understand everybody's going to at least be speaking the same language as you. And I think that's always the hardest thing about year one, is everybody going to speak the same language and buy in? And our guys have that ability. He did that same thing, when he was there. And it was not until after the fact that I really thought about it, but it's the truth, and I think a lot of people will say, just because of the JMU connection, but it's a very different program. We run a very different program, but ultimately the idea of, anything being possible is certainly something that, that I glean from that. At the same point in time, he's very different. He's a unicorn in many different ways. And I think that, we'd be blessed if ever we could find ourselves in that situation. And, hopefully someday we can.
My buddy Pete Thamel wrote a story about you and your arrival at UCLA. The one snippet that I found fascinating was when you arrived at UCLA, there was a very cluttered shed that you were displeased about. What was the story about the shed?
Well, I'm looking at it right now out my window here, and it is spotless, and it's organized perfectly. I just found that when I got here. When I got here, it wasn't only about that shed. I think that shed was sort of a microcosm of a lot that was happening here at that moment, and I think throughout the building, you could just tell there were 3 or 4 strength coaches that added their own stuff, but didn't take anything out. It just felt cluttered and disorganized. And, for me, this has been the, 4th or 5th time taking over a program, 4 of them being, programs that hadn't had recent success. And the number one thing in my mind is you got to start winning, you first have to stop losing. And to stop doing the things that the losing teams do. What does that mean? That means you're not taking care of the little things. That means you're not, attentive to detail. You're not showing up on time. You're not going to class. You're not all those things that the losing teams usually do. You've got to stop doing those first. And I think that was just sort of an outward sign of that. But that was internally throughout this entire program, I felt. And at the same point in time, a lot of guys had left, and we had 44 new guys come in with another 16 freshmen come in. So it was a big, 60 new guys on this team. So we had a chance to do that and move it pretty quickly. We brought some from JMU as well. That was helpful because of the fact that they also understood the language and understood the cadence of this program. And those were all really positive things that I think we were able to turn around really quickly. And I look down at that shed almost every day, and it's as organized as it was from day one, which tells me that anybody going in and out of there, which happens all day, they understand the attention to detail. They care about it, and they know that that is going to affect us somewhere down the line, not because our shed's unclean, but because we don't care about the little things. And I think ultimately there's only 2 ways to do things, right? And it's the right way and again, right? That's it, the right way and again. And if they don't do it the right way, we're going to make sure they do it again. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Hey, Coach, when you were considering the UCLA job, most people would look at you and go, hey, this is a small-town guy. He's coached at a lot of small schools. He's got an opportunity to jump up huge from James Madison to UCLA. But I wonder, when they're interviewing you, how much you interviewed them to understand what UCLA's future commitment to winning would be. Because it's easy to take the job and make more money, but if the school is not committed, especially as you mentioned earlier in the world of NIL, then you really don't have much of a shot. So were you interviewing UCLA about their commitment as well?
Yeah, for certain. I think that the last thing I thought about was the money. I didn't break $100,000, I don't think, until 18 years in this profession. So it's never even crossed my mind that anything would operate because of that. So that's not my drive. So ultimately for me, it was, can they win here? And then for me, I think this is a pretty cool little anecdote is that when I was at Johns Hopkins, if you were coming into Johns Hopkins as a pre-med student football player, you knew that you were changing that kid's life forever, right? When I got to Salve, the school up in Newport, Rhode Island, it was like a yachting community. There'd be people from all over the world bringing their boats into this thing, and the whole population quadrupled with multimillionaires, billionaires. And I thought one handshake in that town could change someone's life, and it happened a few times with us. Then I went over to Worcester, and when I was at Holy Cross, this mentorship program that existed was so special that everybody had jobs before they got into their senior year of college. Now, some went to the NFL and bypassed those jobs, but at the same point in time, that was all part of it. When I looked here, I all of a sudden said, okay, wait a minute now. We're talking about the number one public school in the country, the mentorship and the alumni group that's present here, this town that has everything that you could imagine, at your fingertips, accessible to you. At the same point in time, you walk around this athletic department and you're walking around with gold medalists or Olympic athletes and first-round draft picks in baseball, basketball, name the sport. And then you go into the regular student body with an 8% acceptance rate. 100 people apply, 92 don't get in. So the future CEOs, lawyers, doctors, engineers, whatever it would be, are all walking around this campus. And I used it on the Rich Eisen show the other day, but I said you get a chance to breathe some rare air here that is different than everywhere else. You're surrounded by greatness all the time. And that, to me, is the most important part, because you bring a young man here to play football for us. Yes, that is the reason and the vehicle for his arrival. But at the same point in time, his departure and when he leaves, the world is, his oyster at that point in time. And I think that with the connections, the town, the other people in the athletic department, the other people in the classroom, you're just walking around here surrounded by greatness. And we are one good football team away from being the most dominant athletic department in the entire country. And that's my job.
Bob Chesney, UCLA head coach with us here. Look, I've known Martin Jarman for a number of years since he got here. I think he does an excellent job, to your point. I've also known Bob Myers for a long time. I covered his Golden State Warriors teams and worked with him here at ESPN for a number of years as I cover the NBA as well. What were the conversations like with those guys in particular as you were kind of coming down the stretch here and trying to and getting the opportunity to take this job?
Yeah, well, I think that was probably one of the more impressive things is sitting on that search committee with the people that were on it was absolutely, phenomenal. You had Bob Myers on there who had won how many NBA championships. You had Casey Wasserman, who was, obviously a very powerful player here, bringing the Olympics into L.A. You had Eric Hendricks on there, who was a player, for us here at UCLA. It's still out here training every day. Doc Roberts was on there at moments, and I had private conversations with him, who had just won, championships. Adam Peters, the GM of the Commanders, was on there. And that was different than any other search committee that I was part of, throughout that process. And I thought that stood out to me. A lot of really young, energetic guys that care a lot, have won, so they have a blueprint. They have an idea of how to do it, and they're willing to share that information with you because this is the place they're most passionate about. Those were all things to me that just really changed a lot of my thoughts about UCLA. I just thought this is the right time, right, and it's the right moment, and it's the right place for me for a lot of different reasons. And I know there'd be some uncomfortability moving across the country, but at the same point in time, I have a plan. I like the way we're executing it up to this point in time, and I believe in the power of this, this school overall.
So, Coach, one of our top producers and executives at our group here at ESPN LA is our man Greg Bergman. He's the big UCLA fan of our team. Bergie, you got Coach Chesney here, and since you're the hardcore UCLA football fan, you got something for Coach?
I do. So you're having Nico Iamaleava coming back this year, and he's had a great year last year for this team. What do you see from him this year, and what about the rest of the quarterback room, including his brother, Madden?
Yeah, I think Nico would tell you he had a good year last year, maybe even a little below that, I think he would say. I think that his improvement up to this point in time has been significant. I think a lot about Nico. I think a lot about everybody on this team and empathize with what they went through last year, but Nico in particular. Obviously he went through a pretty heated breakup with Tennessee, and then he found himself in a place where he came here, but it was late in the summer. So not only is it late in the summer, he has a couple weeks with the players, gets into preseason camp, has those couple weeks, gets to week 3 of the season, and the offense coordinator, quarterback coach, everybody else is removed. Head coach is removed from the program. And at that point in time, I can't imagine what you were going through trying to be a leader, but at the same point, not really knowing these guys just yet. And I thought they did a really good job for those 3 weeks of piecing it together. It was just hard to sustain that, for the rest of the year. So I think that, I empathize with what he went through, but his growth that I've seen from him, understanding how to be a leader, his voice being heard, all those things are things that had not happened in his life up to that point in time. And here he is, with that finally that clean slate and the ability to do that. And I love the way he's handling it.
Coach, just talking about quarterbacks for one quick second. I followed the spring game, and while you have Nico, you've got the little brother Madden, and he seemed to have had a good game. But I'm going to be a little selfish really quickly with this question. There's another quarterback that just transferred in. His name is Ty Diefenbach. I helped this family because he was at my alma mater, Pitt. I helped him transfer. He wasn't playing. I helped him transfer to Cal Poly SLO, where he played last year. And actually, there were some games where he looked amazing. And then, new coaching staff obviously came in, part of it, the UCLA staff. And now he transfers to UCLA. So dream come true for a kid from the Valley. Can you just give me a little bit on how Ty is doing for you guys?
Ty's doing great. Ty, Nico's 6'6" or whatever he is. Ty might be even a little bit taller, and he's got an unbelievable arm. You won't think that he's athletic and can run like he can, but he does a great job of it. And he's a very cerebral kid, too. He studies this game. He cares a lot about it. He's played in some pressure situations and led his team, in some pretty crucial drives throughout the year, a year ago with Cal Poly. And I think that's the thing for me when I watch him. There's a lot of upside here, and he's doing a really good job. Madden and he really go back and forth. They go back and forth, and they battle every single day. And I love, the fact that there's two very capable quarterbacks sitting right behind, the top guy.
So, Bob, I got a couple more here real quick, and thank you so much for taking the time with us.
I appreciate it. A lot of time.
Going back to, your history, even, back in the day when you were coaching at these small schools, you talked about some of those odd jobs, right? You'd work different jobs when the season wasn't going on because you were making like $5,000 or whatever it was. Now, I've read up the fact that you were a coal miner. You were slinging drinks at a bar as a bartender. Which one of those jobs, or maybe all of them helped you in this case, but how did those jobs help you become a better coach?
I think that first they made you realize that you don't want to be doing this for the rest of your life. And you better get back to that. But I'll tell you what did happen, and this is just those were the bartending one is you just got to work in unison with a lot of people together, and there's a lot of people moving behind the bar, and there's just a nonverbal communication that has to happen, an organization, paying attention to all the little things, all that's part of it. But the coal mining, the landscaping, the digging graves, all those things I had to do back in the day, those were different because of just the labor-intensive nature of that work. And then you'd get done doing that, and you'd be doing that for, 7, 8, 9 hours, whatever it would be. And then you'd have to go home and lift and run and do all those things too. So that to me really talked about and taught, I think, a pretty, strong work ethic. But at the same point, as hard as those things were, I always found a way to make it into a game with somebody else and make it into a little competition with somebody else just to pass the time and let it go faster and not think about yourself and how miserable it might be, but to put yourself in a spot where you're really pushing each other and you're really challenging. So if whatever the task might have been, it was who could do it faster and who could do more, who could do whatever all the time. And I think that's something I see that's trickled into all of our programs is there's this idea of competition that exists in everything we do, which makes it a little more exciting, makes it a little bit more fun, and puts you in a spot where, you give a little bit more even when you feel like you can't. And that is probably the biggest lesson I learned from those labor-intensive jobs. Okay,
real quick, before we let you go, I know when you were on our afternoon show, they asked if you had tried In-N-Out or whatever. Did you try it? Because it's good fast food is what I would call it.
Yes.
It's a staple here in LA. What else have you been able to do outside of football? Have you done anything with the family that you've enjoyed Southern California? There's obviously a lot to enjoy in Southern California.
Yeah. So we've gone to the beach a few times. We went to the Dodgers game, and Doc was phenomenal. Gave us a behind the scenes tour of everything and allowed us, to watch BP and be present, and went through the weight room and the locker room, his office. He let Bo and his friend Ryan try on the championship ring and put on the goggles he put on when they were dumping the champagne. And he could not have been more gracious and kind with his time. He was phenomenal. That was really good. And then I think there's just so many different restaurants and places you go and see. Rod Stewart was at the place the other day. I was at a place last night after my daughter's graduation, and Kevin Dillon was in there, and that's Johnny Drama from Entourage. Entourage. It just you go from just place to place and just see all these different people, and that's just pretty cool. And that just randomly happens on a Thursday night, a Tuesday night, whatever it may be. But one of my favorite spots right now is this place called Dan Tana's, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with. But
This little place called Dan Tana's. We've not heard
legendary
of it.
place. Yeah.
I know. Just yeah.
So, Bob, listen, thank you so much for the time.
Appreciate
Cap
the
and
time.
I would love to get out. Once I'm through the NBA Finals, I got a couple more weeks here on the road. But when I'm done, Cap and I would love to come by and watch a practice if we could, and just kind of say hello and thank you in person for joining us today. If that's cool with you, we'd love to swing by at some point.
Yeah, you have ignited the UCLA
more than cool.
program.
More than cool. And I hope you actually do that, right? Because I know a few guys through these interviews have said they'll do it, and not many showed up.
No, we'll be there.
We'll do it.
You can do it.
We'll be there.
Yeah,
please, for sure.
We're going to dig into all your stuff in your office.
You're more than welcome to all of it. And then we'll grab lunch out here, too, when you get here.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, Bob, thank you so much. Thank you again for the time. You were so kind and gracious with your time. We will see you soon. We promise that, okay? Thanks again.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.
Appreciate you.
There you go.
Wow.
Great Bob Chesney.
Oh,
Let me
he's
ask you a
so
question.
good.
Let me
I'm
ask
going
you
to
a quick
throw out
question.
all my USC gear now.
Hey, let me ask you guys one quick question.
I told you guys.
Got to be really quick, Cap.
Yep, it's going to be quick.
I told you guys something,
Yeah.
which I'll tell you on the other side.
Okay, and by the way, I'll ask my question then on the other side as well. How about that?
I don't know if we'll have time for all that,
All
but
right,
we'll
well, we'll
try.
try.
8:38 in the morning. Let me tell you about my friends at George Chevrolet. The Memorial Day sales event is on. Go see Bellflower's Party Pal, the great John Good, and his guy Kevin Rivas. 91 Freeway, Lakewood, exit GeorgeChevy.com. The Memorial Day sales event is still on at George Chevrolet. So if you want a Silverado, or maybe you don't need all that truck, you can get a Colorado. Or you're like Cappy, you want an Equinox, EV or regular. Or my girlfriend Stephanie, who has the Traverse. They'll take care of you. They got you, Terry, taken care of at George Chevrolet. 7-time dealer of the year. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, it feels good. It's going to feel good, too. And if you're like Cappy also, and you're in a midlife crisis, maybe you need a brand new Corvette to go vroom, vroom. They'll take care of you at George Chevrolet. John Good, Kevin Rivas, the 91 Freeway, Lakewood exit, the city of Bellflower. Go see Bellflower's Party Pal. John Good, he'll take care of you at George Chevrolet. We'll take care of you, too, next in about 4 minutes on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and as a business owner myself, I know the frustration when big banks drag their feet on small business loans. Don't let the banks hold your business back. Turn to Cardiff. They are a SoCal powerhouse, the country's largest private small business lender, where the application takes under 5 minutes. And if you've been in business for at least a year and you are bringing in $20,000 a month in revenue, apply now for up to $500,000 in same-day business funding. Cardiff.co/ESPNLA. That's Cardiff.co/ESPNLA.
I'm a health assistant. I work in public education.
I'm a contractor.
I have 3 jobs. I work 6 days a week.
It is very expensive to live in California.
Healthcare is unaffordable. Utilities are skyrocketing.
Tom has been fighting for Californians for years.
Tom Steyer helped get free school lunches for children.
Tom took on big oil, big tobacco, big corporations.
When Tom is governor, he'll fight for us, not them.
Tom wants to cut utility rates by 25%.
Deliver single-payer, guaranteed health care.
Take on the big corporations and make California affordable.
Javier Becerra has taken thousands from big oil.
With Becerra, it's not going to get better for working people.
Tom can't be bought.
That's why working Californians like me are getting behind Tom Steyer.
Together, we can beat the special interests.
I can't do it by myself. I need you guys to be with me, and we need to do this together.
Vote Tom Steyer for governor, June 2nd.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
Hey, it's Chris Morales on ESPN LA, and it's time for your Hard Rock Casino Tajon Pit Pass. Pit Pass. Last weekend, Daniel Suarez scored an emotional victory in the rain-shortened Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, taking the checkered flag after a late strategy call put the number 7 car out front. Suarez dedicated the win to the late Kyle Busch, whose passing cast a shadow over NASCAR's Memorial Day weekend. Now the Cup Series heads to Nashville Superspeedway for Sunday's Cracker Barrel 400. Ryan Blaney enters as the defending race winner, while points leader Tyler Reddick looks to continue his strong 2026 season. Rev up your race weekends at Hard Rock Casino Tahoe with high-energy race watch parties inside Hard Rock Cafe. Catch all the action as the races hit San Diego June 16th through the 21st. Then continue in Sonoma June 27th and 28th. Watch every lap on big screens with great food, cold drinks, and unbeatable atmosphere. Don't just watch it, experience it. Visit Hard Rock Casino Tahoe online for details. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And that's this week's Pit Pass on ESPN LA.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Yes, indeed. 8:43. Good morning. Oh, it's a little smooth when you got Bob Chesney in your ears. And then Diana Ross, Cappy, on this day in 1976, the number one hit. Diana Ross. Solo. Speaking about that love hangover.
That was a great interview with Bob Chesney.
He was so good.
That guy has got he's got an energy.
Yeah.
And UCLA, by the way, is doing a phenomenal job of parading him around this town, because it doesn't matter who you're in business with. The point is you should be everywhere because you've got an energy guy now. And George, here's my takeaway. This is what I was going to ask everybody. My takeaway, I'm wondering what everybody's takeaway was. For me, I'll never forget him saying this, and I think it was a great line. It could be used in any walk of life. In order to start winning, you got to stop losing.
Yeah.
What a great line. And I know that you brought up this story of the shed, and the shed is a mess, and that's a representation, he said, a microcosm of the problems that the program had. When you don't do all the little detail stuff right, you can't do the big stuff right.
Correct.
So you have to handle the little minute details, even if it means keeping the equipment shed clean. You know?
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing. One more time, everybody. In order to start winning, you got to stop losing. Great line by Coach Chesney.
Yeah, he's very easy to root for. And it's why I told you guys a long time ago, like, you know, I said to you, they should look at Bob Chesney. And I know that a lot of people were, like, looking at me like I was a crazy person when I said that. But here he is. And, you know, whether it's Martin or and particularly Bob Myers, you know, kind of leading the charge with the board there. I mean, Bob Myers is one of the most impressive executives I've ever been around, okay? And that guy knows winning. And he's a UCLA guy. And to me, like, think about it. Like, he is now in charge of the entire Josh Harris empire. Not just the Sixers. He's in charge of the Sixers, the hockey team, the Washington Commanders, the EPL team, the English Premier League team. Like, he's in charge of the entire empire now, while also still leading the charge with his alma mater. That guy knows what he's doing, man. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Martin Jarman as an athletic director, and Bob said it best. Look at what this athletic department has been able to do. Football is the missing piece. And hopefully for his sake and their sake, it does become it becomes the final piece, for them.
Cappy, I hold up the Pizza Hut Frisbee.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm going to throw at your head next week. Let's talk about our friends at Pizza Hut.
Hey, before I talk about Pizza Hut, hey, Funchy Lover, tell everybody what you told me the other day about the new Pizza Hut crust that you love so much.
Oh, so good. Back in the day, Pizza Hut had like just a pan, crust, which wasn't so good, but now their crust right now, amazing. Just to die for.
Yeah,
it's like a garlic Parmesan crust.
Right. That's exactly right. So on today's episode of Cap versus the App, you ask yourself this question. Are you a crust lover or are you a crust leaver? You know those people that eat the entire pizza but then they don't eat the crust? Let me tell you something right now. Pizza Hut has completely changed the crust game because now they've got the new crispy Parm pan pizza, okay? They've taken Parmesan cheese, they've baked it right onto the edge of the crust, and I'm telling you, and as Funchy just told you, it's crispy, it's golden, it's cheesy, it's got this crunchiness on every bite. It is so good, and right now, you can grab a medium, one-topping, crispy Parm pan pizza for just $11.99. So it's a medium, one-topping, crispy Parm pan pizza for just $11.99, or you can go with the large, and it's only $3 more. It is an all-star pizza pie. It is Hall of Fame crust. And you can order now on PizzaHut.com, or you can download the Pizza Hut app, Jack, because I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it. Earn rewards, and all these points go towards free Pizza Hut pizza, limited time offer, additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes. But right now is the time for some of that really good Parmesan pizza crust from Pizza Hut.
Thank you, Cappy. We'll give you how we take care of you. We tell you about Cap versus the App at Pizza Hut, and now we're going to give you some SeaWorld tickets. Summer is calling at SeaWorld. Call 877-710-ESPN right now. Callers number 7 and 10 will win a family 4-pack to SeaWorld San Diego. Ready for sun-soaked adventures? SeaWorld San Diego is the perfect summer and nighttime destination, Jack. Just a short drive away or that train ride. Choo-choo! Plus, experience the brand-new Shark Encounter, now open. Callers number 7 to 10, 877-710-ESPN. More Sedano and Cap Morning Show in 3 minutes.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Here's something I learned firsthand. A lot of ERs don't have pediatric specialists. But did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles is the go-to for complex cases? When my son Danny had a scary fall and later developed Bell's palsy, other ERs called Children's Hospital Los Angeles for their guidance. Their expertise isn't just in-house. It's a resource for the whole community. When it comes to kids' emergencies, CHLA is the MVP that other hospitals turn to. Visit chla.org to learn more about their expert care today.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time. Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. and try our new chili crisp dumplings paired with a premium or beverage drink like our delicious Thai tea, both for only $5. Only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around
$200. Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMART for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code SMART. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMART for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMART.
It's time for the Wild Fork Foods Yacht Rock Song of the Morning.
It's time for the Wild Fork Foods Yacht Rock Song of the Morning on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Wild Fork, your neighborhood meat and seafood market.
Now, he's put on his captain's hat.
I am the captain. This is the captain's table. The captain sits at the captain's table.
Captain Condiment has the Yacht Rock all queued up.
Oh, you know it feels so good. 8:52 on a Friday. Feels so good like Chuck Mangione. Cappy. And Bob Chesney made us feel so good all over the place, didn't he?
He really did.
We'll unpack more of Bob Chesney's 35-minute interview that'll play tomorrow, I guarantee you, on the Saturday special. Sedano and Kap Saturday special.
Make your life easy for the Saturday special.
Oh, yeah. Really. It'll be 8 a.m. tomorrow morning after the Weekend Warriors show.
And you can break it up into, like, multiple parts.
Oh, no, I'm going to stick the whole thing in there. I got more flexibility with breaks on Saturday mornings, you know? Doobie-doo-doo-dee-ba-doo. Don't disrespect Chuck Mangione.
Doobie-doobie-doobie-doo.
Watching King of the Hill and them having a Chuck Mangione character blowing the sax on King of the Hill with Hank Hill changed my life as a youth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For the good or the bad?
The good? Well, I mean, I don't know.
Man, that Bob Chesney, dude, he has really impacted me this morning. In fact, I may be done for the day after that.
No.
Look, I told you, he's easy to root for.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have success there. It may not happen overnight, but he's going to have success there. So we'll see. Big Ten's tough, but he'll. I think he's going to do pretty darn well. And I think you and I are definitely going. You saw he called us out. He's like, everybody says they're going to do that, but nobody's actually done it yet.
I will immediately go. And by the way, very cute at the end of all that. You ask him about, like, have you found anything that you like? And he's like, yeah, there's this place I heard. It's called Dantana's. I don't know. And we're all like, yeah, dude, it's like the most legendary place in town.
And I was telling Funchy in here, a lot of people don't realize Craig, he was the doorman at Dantana's.
Yeah, right.
So to get a table, you had to grease Craig. That's how he got all that money to start his own restaurant.
Yeah.
I like the chicken parm there.
Oh, it's legendary.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But, yeah, we can talk more about Bob on the other side. Also, we can get into there's a lot of stuff regarding Major League Baseball that has unfolded since yesterday, so we should talk about some of that.
We'll do that. Coming up, the digital-only hour on YouTube and the app. Just click the Sedano and Kap tile on the app if you're on the Listen Live tile. Coming up at Rich Eisen Show, but O'Shea Jackson Jr. going to be sitting in for Rich. So listen to us on the digital hour and then enjoy O'Shea at 10 a.m. How about that? You know what else you can enjoy? If you've got health scares, take care of your health. People at Providence saved my life. Hopefully they don't have to save your life, but if you need your life saved, that's who you need, sucker. Your health is the real MVP. Providence reminds you to stay in the game by prioritizing cancer screenings when it comes to cancer. Early detection saves lives. As you know, many cancers can develop quietly without noticeable symptoms. But when found early, treatment options are more effective than ever. That's why routine screenings, knowing your family history, and talking to your doctor are so important. I had a call with my doctor yesterday, and always checking out for my cardiac, the Cardiac Kid. Providence brings together the best minds in cancer care, keeping you in the game with life-saving innovation and compassionate support right here in Southern California. Protect your health and get back to the moments that matter most. Learn more at providence.org/cancer. Providence.org/cancer. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California. One more hour left of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show for the week, and we're going to make it a fun one next, Jack.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Call Jacob. Hey, Cappy, listen, you get into an accident, you call Jacob at 800-345-6789, and there's steps to this. Step 1, get safe.
Yeah, step 2, get medical care.
Step 3, document everything.
Step 4, do not guess what you should say to insurance companies.
No, and step 5, count on Jacob.
Count on Jacob.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob, 1-800-345 56789. Call Jacob.
It's Bethel Duran, and you know how much I love my Toyota. And right now, the deals are sizzling at Northridge and Wondries Toyota. Get a brand new 2026 Camry for just $389 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or finance for just 4.99% APR for 60 months. What about a brand new Tacoma? I'm thinking of doing this. You can lease for just $279 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or you can finance for just 2.99% APR for 48 months. In the 818, go see NorthridgeToyota.com. In the 626, WondriesToyota.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and as a business owner myself, I know the frustration when big banks drag their feet on small business loans. Don't let the banks hold your business back. Turn to Cardiff. They are a SoCal powerhouse, the country's largest private small business lender, where the application takes under 5 minutes. And if you've been in business for at least a year and you are bringing in $20,000 a month in revenue, apply now for up to $500,000 in same-day business funding. Cardiff.co/ESPNLA. That's Cardiff.co/ESPNLA.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesabirria, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Hey, it's Mason. The next best thing to being at the 2026 FIFA World Cup is watching it at Cosm. Experience every match inside the massive 87-foot LED dome in shared reality. You will feel like you're right there on the pitch with the world's biggest stars. Plus, catch all the action in the Cosm Hall with great food and drinks. FIFA World Cup tickets will not last, so book right now at Cosm.com/FIFA. I will see all you guys for the World Cup at Cosm.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
With Progressive customer service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last two, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap morning show.
It's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, and as somebody who was younger and who was looking out for Big Bro at the time.
But he was young. He wouldn't know not to get married.
Yeah, what the hell would I have known at 21 years old?
He was dropping Miami Heat everywhere.
But that's my point. Don't you see that if he would have said to me, hey, listen, I'm dropping Miami Heat. You should be dropping Miami Heat. Let's go drop Miami Heat together. You know, let's go be Crockett and Tubbs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Turns out there's a Walmart right in my own neighborhood.
Wow.
They got it all.
Yeah, it's like a grocery store, too.
I was able to buy a sex toy in a Walmart.
The Sedano and Kap morning show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
A little sabor?
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hack.
You're the güero on the radio.
No. Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
Do you want to know how many times I've talked to Rich Paul about LeBron ever?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
I don't know if that was planned, but that was incredible.
Way to dial it out.
I'm just waiting for an entrance,
That
you
was
know?
incredible, Lindsay.
I would say once, and it wasn't even, I jumped into a conversation and someone was asking him about LeBron. Like, it wasn't even me.
Boy, this is ponderous, man. Ponderous.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
When I'm on vacation, you can talk all the schwanz you want.
Right. Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Bit boy.
Well, you want to woo-woo? Right now. Monstrous.
But I don't want to eat that.
We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
This is Pepe Mantilla, your Spanish voice of the Los Angeles Lakers. This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Good morning, Scott.
9:02 and 35 seconds. Good morning. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show on this 29th of May, 2026. Our final hour of the week has occurred. Oh, I hit the quack double, didn't I? My wrist did
Double quack.
My wrist hit it. Because Funchu wasn't paying attention, so I had to
Oh,
pop
it's
this
his
down.
fault.
Well,
It's
no,
his
not
fault.
the double quack. Just my head.
Always
my
blames
head.
it on me. Always blames it on me.
Well, it's not just you. It's everybody.
It's never his fault.
No, it's always my fault around here. The amount of people.
That's the problem. It's always Chris's fault. And therefore, when you put baby in the corner, he comes fighting back. And then it becomes everybody else's fault.
Exactly.
That's cool. I get that. I can understand that.
We begin the final hour of the week on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show. Been
All
a
right,
good
let's,
week.
let,
Been a good
let's,
week.
let's, before we get to the baseball stuff, because I do think the baseball stuff is interesting, let's just kind of put a bow on Bob Chesney real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite part of the Bob Chesney interview outside of the thing you already mentioned, Cap? I guess, what was the line he used? To learn how to win, you have to learn not to lose, right? Or
He
something
said,
like that?
Bob Chesney's exact quote was, in order to start winning, you got to stop losing.
There you go. Yeah.
I would say my favorite part was learning that when he's a high school player, it's not his dad who's just the coach.
Right.
It's everybody. It's
Grandpa,
it's,
uncle,
right.
yes.
And so the thing is this. When you have a team, George, and I really don't care if it's a little league team or if it's a Division I college football team or it's an NFL team, it doesn't matter. It takes a family.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, sometimes families don't get along together necessarily.
Right.
But they still have a common goal.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I'll just use an example. There's been a controversy recently with the New York Football Giants. The quarterback does this, the defensive end thinks that, and it all becomes public and political
they have to
and
clear
so
the
on.
air.
Right. But in the end, you still have to be a family, even if you go to Thanksgiving and one side of the table thinks this politically and the other side of the table thinks this politically. Hey, let's all make an agreement not to talk politics around Thanksgiving. So every team requires that you are a family. And again, I say it, and it doesn't really matter the level. So for Bob Chesney, he learned that lesson because the coaching staff was his family. And in a small town of under 3,000 people where everybody knows each other and everybody knows the high school football coach and the staff, everybody's connected. And then what he talked about was when he's reaching a new height of his career at James Madison, and he looks down the sideline and he goes, that guy played for me at this little teeny tiny school, and that guy played for me at this little school. And the thing is that football, he said it, football creates relationships for life, you know? And I loved hearing him talk about family, relationships, and how football impacts all of those things. Because I was saying, George, that for me, during the football season, a lot of times, there are a couple of coaches that I played for in college that I still call for their consultation. You know, right. I'll call a guy like John Fox, who's now, like he's an older coach, and he's just an old guy coach on the Buffalo Bills coaching staff. And when I spoke to him about a month ago, I said, Coach, why would a guy who's been an NFL head coach multiple times, who's got lots and lots and lots of money thanks to coaching, why are you still an old guy coach for the Buffalo Bills and prior to that the Detroit Lions? And his answer to me was, because I love taking the things that I've learned through coaching over the years and helping young coaches as they're in a growth cycle in their careers. And so when I have a question about defense or the secondary or a certain play, I'll call a coach and say, Coach, can I get 20 minutes with you and just ask you a few questions about this? For me, it's a special teams thing. My old special teams coach is a guy named Scott O'Brien, who elevated to where he was really Bill Belichick's right-hand man as a special teams coordinator.
He was not beloved, Scott O'Brien, when he was Nick Saban's guy, though.
That I don't really – in Miami. Yes, I understood. But
they called him the hatchet man.
Why did they call him that? Do you know?
Because he was like the guy that would deliver the bad news.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, Scott O'Brien was a great coach. He had an amazing career. And he lives up in Wisconsin somewhere, and he's living retired life and out on his boat fishing, and that's his life. But, Coach, I need to ask you about this kickoff coverage. Or, Coach, I need to ask you about this punt return type scheme. And he'll still spend time with me on the phone giving me his coaching analysis so that on occasion, George, I might actually come back to the show and sound smart.
Right. Now, I thought you were going to say your favorite part was when he knew your whole bio.
Now, you talk about preparation.
I mean, he laid it out, 88 to 92.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew it all.
Well, you got it. Listen, remember, you started talking to him about the game, James Madison at North Carolina, and he did a great job of explaining all the different things that they pulled out of the toolbox that day because they were probably, I'm guessing.
Oh, my God. Just to add to that, right, like he absolutely pulled out all the stops in that game.
Because going into the game, I don't remember it 2 years ago. Going into it, they were probably underdogs.
Oh, right. Humongous underdogs.
Of course.
Like several touchdowns.
Right. This was like, I don't want to make it seem like it's Michigan versus Appalachian State.
I mean, I could look it up right now what the line was, but it was pretty big.
I mean, North Carolina is an ACC Division I school, and James Madison at the time is this smaller school from this smaller conference, and just based on paper, you assume that North Carolina is hosting them, and they're just showing up for a payday. Well, when he starts talking about blocked punt and recovered onside kick, and you even maybe, I don't remember if it was a fake extra point, something along, they broke out everything they had.
There's no way. This says it was 11. There's no way it was an 11-point spread. There's no chance.
You're saying it should have been bigger?
I think it was like 21, if I recall correctly.
So when you think about preparation, this coach takes this small school, James Madison, shows up at North Carolina, and they're prepared to take risks. And it requires preparation to take those kinds of risks. So whoever got him prepared to hang out with you and me for 35 minutes, somebody said, well, George Sedano, you're going to know who he is because this guy's on NBA sidelines and this guy does college football games, and you're going to know him from his ESPN work. The other guy, who you have no idea who he is, that guy kicked and was part of the University of Pittsburgh football teams back in these days, blah, 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 blah. Somebody prepared him for this interview.
Oh, I mean, he goes in clearly prepared for everything. Bergie, he's your coach. What was your favorite part, other than Cappy literally just lobbing you a grenade like, hey, Bergie, ask him a question?
Well, I just wanted you to jump in, Berg, because I know that you wanted to jump in here a little bit.
Yeah, I was actually feeding you guys. I was trying to feed you guys questions.
Would have been nice you gave the kid a little heads up. I mean,
well,
just
you know
like,
what,
hey,
George,
Berg, what do you got?
But, George, let's put him in a pressure situation. Let's see how he replies and how he responds when he's not ready, he's not waiting, he wasn't prepared. But, Berg, it's time to jump in. This is your coach. And he handled it like a pro's pro.
That's what I'm talking about. Short, succinct question, too. How about that? But at the same time, so what I liked about him is a lot of that he's all about a couple different things. Alignment. He needs to be aligned from the top to the bottom with all the players. The attention to detail that you were talking about, it goes all the way through everything. It goes into the weight room, like how you stack the weights that were the UCLA going up. Everything, the attention to detail has to be perfect all the way through. And I love the fact that he says losers, and he says losers a lot. He's like, everything that they were doing was the way that teams are losers, and we are not a team of losers. And he's going to make them a winning team. I'm so impressed with everything that he says.
I will bet you, Bergie.
He's great.
Do you remember who it is you wanted as the coach when we were talking about that a while back? Do you remember?
God, it probably was somebody that would be a bad hire.
Who is it? Like, are you a big Deshaun Foster supporter still?
No. I'm only saying that because I remember it was you wanted like a known commodity.
Yeah,
I
did want a known commodity. I didn't remember who it was. I thought if you could bring somebody over, I don't know. I don't remember.
Did you want Troy?
You wanted them to go after like somebody like big, and I was just like, I don't know if that person's taking the UCLA job.
Probably not. Like, it was like what Chesney is talking about, which in Los Angeles, is that he can win here. He can recruit here.
Sure. Why can't you?
Well,
I've always found it stunning that UCLA has not had more success in football.
Totally agree with that. It doesn't make any sense because I know a lot of people are going to go to USC. The top recruits are going to go the fives, but there's going to be a lot of 5-stars that don't. But now there's other guys coming in, especially in this NIL era, where you can pay them and you can get guys from Los Angeles to come to UCLA.
Yeah, to stay home. That's right.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
It makes way more sense for that to happen now. And I've never understood it because of guys like Chip Kelly who had no interest in actually recruiting didn't want to go to these NIL events and they didn't want to go to the Blue Shield events. Chesney's at every single one.
Oh, he'll be at everything.
Yeah.
He'll
he's
eat
an
that up.
guy. Yeah.
And to your point, he will. Cappy, the energy is the reason that they will be successful because he will energize those donors. He'll energize the people that actually have to deliver the cash.
Yeah, and he'll be able to go to the top high schools around L.A., and he'll be able to bring that energy to those high school coaches, to those high school players, because for every kid that wants to go to SC, there's another kid that wants to go to Oregon, and there's another kid that wants to go to Notre Dame, and there's another kid that wants to go to Ohio State. And those types of schools have traditionally come to Southern California, and they've been able to grab the best talent. That's why, by the way, Nico went to Tennessee. Yeah. And you look at the quarterbacks that are now in the NFL that were scattered around, whether it was at Alabama or at Clemson or you name the school, these kids are all hometown kids. And USC was the only school that at one point they would consider, and then USC's already got this guy, and then they go, well, what about UCLA? And it's like, but UCLA stinks. And UCLA plays in front of 10,000 people in the Rose Bowl. Kids don't want that. They want to play in front of packed houses. They want to play on big-time national television-type games. But more importantly now, what they want is they want the money. So if UCLA has the money, this is, George, why I asked him about the whole Curt Cignetti thing. If Curt Cignetti can go from from James Madison to Indiana and in 2 years turn them into a national champion, wouldn't you think that just on paper it would be an easier place to win UCLA versus Bloomington, Indiana?
It is the one place where he kind of pushed back a little bit because he's like, hey, don't put the national championship expectations on me in 2 years. Okay?
I know.
We're different people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he got a lot of those comparisons even while he was at James Madison, which he pushed aside because they are different people.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing I think and we'll leave it on this as we move on. I want to get to Major League Baseball.
Yeah, me too.
You know what else he's really good at? And he's going to be good at UCLA. You talked about the guys here in L.A. and all that. He's also going to be good at identifying the guys, wherever they are, in L.A. or anywhere else, that are going to be overlooked by a lot of programs. Like, he's going to be able to find those diamonds in the rough that will flourish, that may need a couple of years of development before they are able to be put on the field in a meaningful way, but they're going to get that opportunity. Because the way you build rosters now in college football and college athletics, I mean, it's no different than the pros. You have your upper echelon elite talent, you have your rotational guys, and then you have a level of developmental guys. And that is the way that college sports now, because of NIL, is going to be treated, because that's the way it's treated in the pros.
Mm-hmm.
There's another guy that does that too, and I know this is a Lakers comparison, but Tony Bennett, who they just hired for the Lakers front office, is very much that same type of guy that he did at Virginia.
Yeah, he finds diamonds in the rough. Yeah, he doesn't always have like he didn't have like a ton of 5-star guys.
No, people weren't going to Washington State, they weren't going to Virginia, but he created a winner.
I mean, Virginia had a real history, unlike Washington State, but yes, they're more of a grinded out type of program. They're not Duke and North Carolina.
I just think Chesney is 48 years old, and he's got that Sean McVay 30-something energy to him.
Yeah, he's my age.
Yeah,
so I mean, you and I, we're going to be in there. Are you going to help? Are you going to help coach his special teams too with him?
Listen,
Are you
I'll tell you what. That was another great story, by the way. Doesn't know anything about special teams. reads a book, and then starts implementing what he's learning on the book. And it almost sounded to me like he was trying to do it himself so that he could try and coach guys.
Yeah,
know?
that's what he was.
It was
he actually
pretty cool.
learned to punt pretty well.
Yeah, that's a good story. Really is. Great guy.
All right. So good luck to Coach Chesney. Hopefully we'll, Cappy, you and I, let's figure it out in the summertime. We'll go down there
definitely.
A little bit. All right, let's talk baseball here. So Major League Baseball has put their proposal forth. Now, the interesting thing to me about the proposal is not just the salary cap, okay, of $245.3 million, but the salary floor. It's actually higher than what the original proposal from the Players Association was. Remember, their proposal was $150 million. So Major League Baseball said, okay, that's cool. This is how bad we want a salary cap. We'll raise the floor to $174.84 million. So nearly $25 million more than what you've currently got listed there. We will meet you and then some, but we want this salary cap. How do you feel about the Major League Baseball proposal?
So I read about it, and I'm trying to formulate like how I really I want to dig deep. But here's the thing about it. My initial reaction is this. Major League Baseball looks at the NFL, and they think to themselves, everybody has a chance to be competitive, whether you're in New York or you're in Buffalo, New York. Everybody in the NFL has a chance to be competitive if you're in Los Angeles or you're in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The market size in football does not matter.
Right.
Can we agree on that?
Yeah. By the way, the NBA realized this nearly a decade ago. It's why they implemented the salary structure they did, and it's why they've had 7 different champions the last 7 years.
Yes, because you see, the thing is that for Major League Baseball to ultimately thrive, no matter how many rules they've changed, no matter how they've sped up the game, no matter how much they've made it more attractive to younger viewers, for baseball to really thrive, you need Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and Milwaukee and Tampa Bay,
Kansas
City. You need these small market teams to be competitive. Doesn't mean they have to be the champ. It's not, hey, we're forcing a small market team to be the World Series champion. It's the disparity is so great between the Dodgers and the Pirates that it's just not close to a competitive balance. So if you're baseball and you look at the NFL and you think that it doesn't matter if you're in little tiny Green Bay or if you're in big bad Los Angeles, Green Bay can compete with LA, and it doesn't matter where their home is because everybody in the NFL shares the revenue with media rights.
Yep.
In baseball, the Dodgers make so much money from their local media rights deal, and I'll use the Pirates as an example. They make such a small amount of money in their media rights deal that the Dodgers can go spend $500 million on a roster, and the Pirates would tell you that they can't because they don't make anywhere near the same amount of money. So if you're baseball, you tell me this, George. Why would the owners want a salary cap?
Oh, well, first of all, it allows them to generate more revenue.
For who?
For themselves.
Yes. By the way, you're pretty smart this morning, kid. You know that? You're pretty smart. Those were the right answers to those complicated questions. If baseball says the salary cap is $250 million and the Dodgers can no longer spend $500 million, well, guess what? All these owners who said, great, 250's awesome. I'm now making more as the owner because nobody can go outspend me by $250 million.
Right.
So this seems thus far to be a very compelling case that the owners are making that the lower level players will make more. The higher level players will still make a lot of money, but you got to manage it. And we, the owners, will actually make more too because we won't let one team outspend us by $400 million. Now, whether or not the players go for this, George, is another question because they're smart enough to know that the owners want a cap because the owners want to make more money for themselves too.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think there's any question the owners are behind this. Major League Baseball would not put this forth if the owners weren't behind it. I know that, I'm sure Greg is worried that the Dodgers are going to be impacted, but it doesn't. I haven't seen the finer points of this proposal yet, but I don't see anywhere where it says that teams still can't defer money.
Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere, but they would lose probably. They have to shave off like $170 million to get to the cap.
Yeah, they're still way over the cap.
Okay, if this goes through, it probably will not be implemented for, I'm guessing, at least a couple of years. I would imagine there'll be. I don't think it'd be like cold turkey, like, hey, they're going to go 1 year to the next, and you have to shave off $175 million.
No, contracts will be grandfathered in.
Yeah,
right. They will smooth. It'll be a smoothing of it in a way that they will say, hey, by 2030, you need to be under. This is when it's going to be in full enforcement. Okay. But if you look at the Dodgers situation, I mean, Freddie Freeman is what,
36?
6, 7 in that range?
Right.
Yeah.
6, 7.
6, 7, yeah.
His contract's up next year, right? Bergie, isn't it next year?
He has 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I thought it was the 27 season.
I mean, Mookie Betts is in his 30s now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to look at some of the older guys with heavy contracts and figure it out. Now, the reason the Dodgers, I don't think, will have a huge issue with this is Andrew Friedman is still their president. Andrew Friedman has somehow been able to have the highest payroll in the sport and still have a top 5 farm system. So, like, to me, the Dodgers, regardless of the system, I mean, Andrew Friedman took the Tampa Bay Rays to the World Series. Now, they were there after he was there, too, in 2020 against the Dodgers, coincidentally. But, like, I don't worry about the Dodgers in any of these scenarios because they have the guy, like the smartest executive in the sport.
But, hold on. There
Here comes
is
the Padres spin.
No. What it does is it levels the playing field in theory.
Sure.
If Andrew Friedman only had $250 million to spend, and everybody else knew that their cap was $250 million, well, then Andrew Friedman can't go sign, hypothetically, a Kyle Tucker type of a player, right? Like,
No.
hey, we don't have the room for him. Listen,
It's a luxury.
It's very similar to what we've been talking about with the Lakers and with free agency and how to fit guys in. It's a puzzle, right? There's this player can make this much from this team, but he can only make this much from this team. Because now all of a sudden you got to put the pieces of the puzzle together. If the Dodgers and everybody else in Major League Baseball has to play by the exact same rules, then in theory, it evens it up for everybody to have an opportunity. Now, to your point, George, if Friedman is this brilliant guy when it comes to building rosters and farm systems and so on, he may outsmart everybody, and that's good, but he can't necessarily outspend everybody, which, again, we've had a million conversations. Doesn't guarantee anything because the Mets can outspend everybody and they can have nothing to show for it. By the way, the Cleveland Cavaliers had the highest payroll in all of the NBA this year, and they have nothing to show for it other than a 4-game sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals.
But we talk about competitive balance and where it's at right now. If you look at it, I understand that it's just under 60 games, a third of the season into the season. The Rays, Guardians, Mariners, Brewers are all leading their divisions. They are all in the bottom third of payroll. So, and they're all at the top there. The competitive balance is still there. We talked about yesterday that the NL Central is all.
Yeah, but
the
Greg,
NL Central, they're all above 500.
Greg, yes and no. Okay, they are leading their division, and look, the Mariners are right there on the cusp. I mean, they spent $150 million. Not like they're not spending a lot of money.
You know, the A's are right behind them. They're not spending any money.
Okay, agreed. Understand.
Maybe they will when they get to Vegas. Maybe.
Maybe.
But here's the thing. Let's look at the World Series representatives over the last several years. Okay, like let's just go back, a decade. Okay, Blue Jays spent a lot of money.
Yep.
Dodgers clearly spent a lot of money. Yankees spent a lot of money. Dodgers clearly spent a lot of money. The Rangers spent a lot of money. Okay, the Diamondbacks did not. Okay, the Astros spent a lot of money. They played the Phillies, spent a lot of money. Astros and Braves both spent a lot of money. Rays did not. Dodgers did. Astros, Nationals. Nationals at that time were spending a lot of money.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, Soto and Rendon and
right, and Steven Strasburg and Scherzer and
even Patrick Corbin. Yeah.
Correct. Before that, 2018, Red Sox, Dodgers, Astros, Dodgers. Then in 16, Cubs were spending a lot of money that year. Cleveland was not, okay? Kansas City, 2015, won the World Series, was not spending a ton of money. The Mets were, though. The Royals were in back-to-back years. They just hit that, they hit that
They got fortunate.
They had
right. They hit that stretch
down.
where they had that incredible bullpen. They had really good, timely hitters. They had a nice team, but it was not sustainable because they couldn't afford it after that. They played the Giants and lost one of those years. Even the Cardinals and Red Sox. The Cardinals back then were spending a lot of money. So were the Red Sox. The Tigers in 2012, who are now would be considered a small market team, were spending a ton of money back then. Miguel Cabrera was the highest paid player in the sport, arguably, against the Giants, who were spending a ton of money. So again, my point is, there's a few outliers, but for the most part, the teams at the finish line were teams that spent a lot of money.
Yeah, and
all
listen,
those teams, though, there's while the Dodgers and Astros are there a lot, it's a lot of different teams that are all in that you were
right, but most of them are all spending money.
Yeah,
a lot of New York, a lot of Boston in there, But here's the thing: again, back to the NFL model. If you're Major League Baseball, not only are you looking at a salary cap, saying, okay, everybody's got the exact same amount of money to spend if they want to max it out, but here's the next part of it. At least from what I've read from these early reports. We're going to make sure, this is baseball speaking, we're going to make sure that everybody shares in the media rights so that the Dodgers don't have this massive media rights deal in Los Angeles and the Rays can't have anywhere near anything like that. They don't have the size of the market. They don't have the big companies in town. So the Dodgers today, their advantage is not just that they can spend so much more than everybody else. Their advantage is that they make so much more money on their local television rights. If baseball follows football, and this is a big if, then every team would not only have a maximum number of dollars that they can spend, again, theoretically creating more competitive balance, but if everybody were in business together and sharing the money equally, that completely changes the economics of the Dodgers versus the Royals or the Mets versus the Rays.
By the way,
everybody would be involved in sharing that money.
In college football, there's a discussion about that right now and the only two conferences, as you would imagine, that are against that about pooling their resources are the Big Ten and the SEC.
Right,
but the rest of the schools are. And I think that, that's going to come to a head at some point too. So to your point, it's going to happen across sports because pooling money is the smarter way to do it. And I'm sure that there's a way to make that work where, I'm sure the bigger market teams are not going to love that.
Of course. Why would they?
There's going to have to be a way to kind of decipher through that a little bit and navigate that a little bit. But ultimately, I do think that for Major League Baseball to be more like the NFL, for Major League Baseball to start, and I read this story in The Athletic the other day, they want to be more like, I forgot who wrote it. It might have been one of their media guys. But they're like, Major League Baseball wants to be more like the NFL and the NBA. Because Major League Baseball is having a renaissance right now, but if they have a strike again, it's going to absolutely torpedo any momentum that they have been building.
Let me ask you guys all a question. As the oldest guy here, unfortunately, even though I know I look the youngest, and I'm clearly the fittest, but even though I'm the oldest in terms of years.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this question. Do you guys remember your reactions in 1994
I was furious.
to the baseball strike?
Furious.
I was miserable.
Yeah. And
guess what?
Guys,
it took me decades to become a fan again.
I was going to
ask
you.
What about decades?
The only one.
The McGuire-Sosa thing got me hooked.
Changed my life. Right. So like in 1994, when baseball went on strike, I was like, I'm done with baseball. Screw baseball. How could you cancel your World Series? Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want anything to do with baseball in 94, 95,
Watching that doc
96.
on Netflix about the
Montreal Expos.
It actually takes me back to that moment, and I get angry all over again because the Dodgers had a World Series team. It was them and the Expos in the NL. And this was before we had multiple divisions. So it was going to be them in the NLCS.
Well, and by the way, it really – there's a sliding doors thing here. Like, the Yankees were also the best team in the American League, and this was before – remember, the Yankees had gone they hadn't won a World Series since 81 at that time, which was one of the longest droughts they had ever had. And they were the best team in the American League. Don Mattingly, the captain, was still on the Yankees at that time. And that was their best shot at a World Series. So people all over the country were freaking pissed.
Right.
Yeah.
So 1994 strike happens. I'm very young at this point. I'm 24 years old. And 95, 96, 97, 98, I want nothing to do with baseball. I didn't care one lick about baseball. And then the 99 season came, and that was the Sosa-McGuire home run
98.
chase. 98 is what the year was?
Yeah.
98? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was 98. Come on
So-
now, Cap.
Well,
You're trying to tell us a story. You got wrong information?
well, I don't know if I call it wrong information. I'm just
Well, I mean,
my memory.
Cappy was hanging out in Sugarloaf, Maine back then.
Yeah,
but George, I'm trying to remember
you
it
were
because
sniffing Sid's keys. That's the problem.
well, that was definitely happening back then. But I'll never forget where I was. Does everybody here know where they were when McGuire hit the home run that beat Roger Maris?
I was at the time my girlfriend's house.
I was at a dinner that night, and I can tell you who's at the dinner. Here comes some name dropping. Yes, your boy Sid was there, Chris.
How much money did he have on the game?
Yeah, good question. I don't remember. Your boy Sid was there. George, you'll remember this name. Ross Levinson was at that dinner, who was the former CEO of Sports Illustrated. Marv Levy, the former coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
And Sam Weish, the former head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wait a minute. How did that dinner come? That's another fascinating thing.
It's
and
a
most of
bizarre-
our listeners don't understand the other two, but how Ross and Sid ended up at that table with those two guys is
Well,
amazing.
This goes back to the early days of me and George. I was working at a company called CBS Sportsline, and we had a TV show called Football Playbook, and it was a TV show where you had I'm in the middle. George, this is when I had the ponytail too, man.
We should bring back that as a segment.
Yeah.
Football Playbook, like every day at, I don't know, 8:20.
Instead of the Cap 10, we should well, not instead of, in addition to the Cap 10, we should have Football Playbook.
Right. So Marv
all year
Levy,
long too.
Yeah, Marv Levy's sitting
Talking
on
the
one side of
pig.
me. Yeah. Marv Levy's on one side of me. Sam Weish is on the other side of me. I'm super young. Okay, this is 1998 now. I'm 28 years old.
I mean, imagine how much younger you looked back then.
Oh, my goodness. And by the way, with a nice piece of good makeup, dude, I looked really young. I mean, I was and so here I am. I'm this young kid, and I'm this is like my first big break in the business, and I've got these two legendary NFL head coaches on either side of me, and we would shoot this show on, let's call it, every Thursday. Right. And for whatever reason, the Wednesday night, let's assume, we all go out to this dinner.
Right.
But we're all
you go to
watching.
Cafe Monterano down the street from the office.
Could have been, right? Yeah. And we're all watching the Sosa-McGuire game between St. Louis and Chicago. Yeah. And McGuire hits the home run, like a laser, and goes out in left field. And here comes Sosa running in from right field to congratulate McGuire. And there's Roger Maris's family kind of sitting over to the side over here. And I know exactly where I was. I know who I was with. And that moment of the McGuire-Sosa summer, did that not just bring a guy like me back from 94, I hate baseball, 98, I'm back into baseball. And the steroid era, for all of the problems that people had with the steroid era, to me, it was one of the greatest eras of baseball ever.
Oh, my God,
I loved
it was so fun. So fun. Yeah.
I mean, man, they
should
got
all
that.
be back on steroids.
Right. We just talked earlier this week. George, you weren't here on Monday or Tuesday. Did you hear about the enhanced games in Vegas?
Oh yeah, we talked about it the week before, and I am a proponent of, like, hey, it's entertainment. I don't care. I'm not one of these holier than thou types. But I had zero interest in the enhanced games, and I did see the results were stupid. Like they couldn't even beat the real records.
Right. But you have MLB. But if they had ELB, Enhanced League Baseball, where everybody's all juiced up on steroids and guys are hitting bomb home runs all the time, I'd be into that.
But for us here in L.A., because remember, the O'Malleys owned the Dodgers, and everybody came up with Walter and then Peter O'Malley. And it was a family team. And part of the 1997 decision to sell to Fox, which affected everything, and it finally turned around over the last 10 years. But it was a rough stretch there. And a lot of people in Los Angeles blamed the strike for forcing the O'Malleys. Now, whether that was true or not, that the O'Malleys decided to sell the team. And that changed everything. As a young Dodgers fan, it is why I broke a Dave Roberts bobblehead for many years until, I was proven wrong on that. But it did change everything, that strike. So
that's why.
That is why, yeah.
Broke the bobblehead.
That's why I hated the Dodgers. I love the Dodgers in my heart, but I hated what the team represented because I was a Hershiser guy. In 94, he was having an amazing season. He went on to have an amazing season in 95 with the Indians because he left because everything changed in baseball.
Well, I feel like what we've learned over the course of time here, Chris, is that you're still stuck in the 90s in a lot of ways.
I know. Jordan is still the greatest of all time, and Hershiser is the greatest of all time. Take that, Kershaw, you scumbag.
Wow. Gosh. So
By the way, last thing on the McGuire night, was Sid's bookie outside the restaurant waiting for him or no?
I don't remember if that was a night where he was like, hey, come over here. Come here a second. Come here. Hey, let me get 5 G's. I'll give it back to you next week.
Five
let me
large.
Get 5 G's. Let me get 5
I'll give you
large.
2 points on the VIG.
I always love that. 5 G's. I'll give it back to you next week.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was like, what was the guy's name on Popeye? I'll give you $2. Wimpy. I'll gladly give you.
Gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Nothing is better than the story that Samboni told us, though, right? About Steve Hartman or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, when Samboni told that whole story, what was it? I need 10 grand, or was it 9 grand, or something like that?
No, it was. I need 9 grand. I'll give you 10 next week. You make
Unbelievable. That's hey, listen, that's pretty good, Samboni. That's a good return. 1 week later, I'm getting that kind of percentage back and that kind of return. That's pretty
listen,
good.
Hartman's doing okay. He sleeps in Milhouse's dad's bed now, if you know that reference. But from the
I
Simpsons.
don't, but sounds funny.
Milhouse's dad got a divorce, and Milhouse went over to his dad's apartment in The Simpsons, and he was like sleeping in a race car bed. That's for the reference.
I always wanted one of those race car beds.
We got a spot to get in here during the YouTube hour. Are we doing a Lindsay segment?
I have
Yeah,
stuff for
take
the
a break.
Come
do
on,
the
Birdie.
spot. Let's go, Lindsay. I'm going to go get my breakfast.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute timeout, then we'll be back. Here on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
ESPN LA may sound one way on AM.
But you know where it sounds best?
You guessed it, crystal clear digital audio.
Crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA wherever you get your apps.
And you can always watch LA's mega sports station live or on demand on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hi, it's Chris Morales, and at ESPN LA, we love Children's Hospital Los Angeles, and we hope to see you at the 10th Annual Walk and Play LA. First, I'm going to walk a 3K showing my support for this amazing hospital, and I want you to join me in raising funds for critically ill kids. Then we'll play with live music, games, and sports clinics led by local athletes. Join the fun Saturday, June 6th at the Santa Monica Pier. Go to ESPNLA.com to sign up for Team ESPN LA and use the discount code PLAY to save $10 on registration.
I'm a health assistant. I work in public education.
I'm a contractor.
I have 3 jobs. I work 6 days a week.
It is very expensive to live in California.
Healthcare is unaffordable. Utilities are skyrocketing.
Tom has been fighting for Californians for years.
Tom Steyer helped get free school lunches for children.
Tom took on big oil, big tobacco, big corporations.
When Tom is governor, he'll fight for us, not them.
Tom wants to cut utility rates by 25%.
Deliver single-payer, guaranteed health care.
Take on the big corporations and make California affordable.
Javier Becerra has taken thousands from big oil.
With Becerra, it's not going to get better for working people.
Tom can't be bought. That's why working Californians like me are getting behind Tom Steyer.
Together, we can beat the special interests.
I can't do it by myself. I need you guys to be with me, and we need to do this together.
Vote Tom Steyer for governor, June 2nd.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
What do you think about all the reboots?
Well, again, I like the ones where like blue. So I think maybe it was the one in like 2017, 2018. I thought that was pretty good.
They rebooted it again recently.
Yeah, I never saw it. I never saw it.
You like the Chris Pratt one?
The Chris Pratt one.
You don't
was
like
pretty
ScarJo?
good. Which one?
You don't like ScarJo?
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, okay. Watch it. It's pretty good.
Hey.
ScarJo.
ScarJo.
Yeah, you know who she is?
Nope.
Come on,
Scarlett
really?
Johansson?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put that together quickly enough.
Time for the Lindsay segment. Thanks to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-624 or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, Gregory Arthur Bergman.
So apparently the first day back after a holiday could actually be dangerous for your health. Bad news if you're dreading the office after this long weekend. This was from earlier, I assume. A new study from South Korean emergency physicians looked at health data from more than 200,000 adults and found that serious health emergencies spike on the first workday following a holiday break. Heart attacks, strokes, and stress-related episodes all jump noticeably compared to a regular weekday. Researchers point to the abrupt shift from the rest to the work, disrupted sleep schedules, and the pileup of stress as the likely culprits.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the type to ease back into work after time off, or do you slam right back into it? Slam.
So, okay. Tuesday of this week, right? Like, I left to go on a little bit of a trip this past weekend, Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I'm doing beach. I'm getting sun. I'm making love, dude. I'm just doing my thing. Yeah.
Welcome back, Sedano.
I'm doing my thing, man. And then I can tell you that on Monday when I woke up, I was like, okay, today I got to travel, but then I got to get home, and then I got to unpack. And then I
Are you going to Saratoga?
I'm working on it, Georgie. I'm working on it.
I mean, I gave you a flight plan. Multiple.
I know, but here's the thing. It's very, very hard to find hotel rooms in Saratoga right now.
Oh,
and
I thought you were hooked up with that stuff.
Yeah, I thought the hotel was taken care of.
So I thought so, too. And my buddy yesterday goes, hey, well, we rented a house. He goes, and you can easily crash on the couch. And I go, crash on the couch,
here it comes
bro.
again, the Rachel angle.
I go, I got a lady I'm planning on taking with me. We ain't crashing on no couches. He's like, well, then you're going to have to get a hotel room. So I start looking for hotels in Saratoga. Not easy. Nonetheless, on Monday morning, I was like panicking. I got to fly home. I got to unpack. I got to do laundry. Then I got to repack. Then I got to wake up the next morning. Then I got to drive to L.A. Then I got to, and I mean, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I go from 0 to 100 miles an hour, and there's no in between. So on Tuesday, it wasn't like, I'm going to ease into it. I'm going to take my time. I don't have a lot on my calendar. No, 100 miles an hour. So I can imagine that people stress out before they come back from a holiday weekend or from a vacation. And I could understand how that stress and then jumping back in 100 miles an hour could all of a sudden, somebody could take a heart attack. So I get that, Bergie. I get that.
All right. So, Sedano, the question was, are you the type to ease back into work after time off, or do you just slam right back into it?
Well, I think what you in theory what you try to do is you try to bake in some time where you can ease back in, but I would say rarely does that actually happen. I think as I've gotten older, I've done a better job of doing that. Like when we come back from our trip in the summer, there's probably a couple of days before I'm back at work, and I plan that accordingly. Hence, hashtag know the calendar, bro.
Yeah, know the calendar.
I don't know the calendar.
All right,
I still don't know the calendar.
All right, next one.
I'm a mess.
Yes, you are. Team USA soccer coach broke 29 players' hearts by email. Mauricio Pochettino is taking heat for the way that he told players that they did not make the World Cup roster. After cutting his 55-man squad down to the final 26, he notified the players who got cut by email instead of a personal phone call. The 26 who made it got a video message. Pochettino defended himself by saying he has been there as a player himself and that a phone call would just be about making the coach feel better, not the player. If you got cut from something huge, would you rather get a phone call or just an email? Sedano.
I don't know. It feels more personal, but it feels like I don't know if you're getting cut. I guess it's like getting broken up over text, right? Like same kind of concept.
Right.
So, I don't know, man. It'd be nicer, I think. It would make the individual feel better if they've got to get a phone call. But I could see the efficiency of the coach being like, dude, I got to cut a bunch of guys. Like, this is going to take a whole day, like, if I end up calling every guy.
Yep.
But I do think the right thing to do is just to make a quick call. Like, keep it short and sweet. So, like, I gave Cappy some advice recently on some stuff. Right, Cappy?
You did.
And I'm like, you know, in a business scenario, you got to get in, you got to get out, right? And this is a business transaction. So if you're the coach, you get in, you get out.
On the other hand, anybody who's ever applied for a job, especially here in the last few years, you apply for a job, you get an interview, and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, and then all of a sudden an email shows up, and the email says, "Hey, thanks so much for considering us, and thanks for the interview. We've decided to go in a different direction." I mean, it's just not efficient. Greg, how many players did you say were cut from the team?
So it went down from 55 to 26. So
Okay, so you're talking like 30 guys. Okay, if the coach gets on a call with 30 guys, there's going to be one guy that's going to go, "Hey, coach, thanks a lot. Really appreciate the opportunity. Good luck. Bye." Then there's going to be another guy that's going to be like, "Are you kidding me? Are you really? How could I not have made this team?"
Which one would you be?
Well, I've been both. When I got cut by the Chargers, Bobby Ross cut me, and he was so sweet, and he was such a nice guy. Yeah. He was the coach of the Chargers, and he actually said to me, he goes, "Well, Cap, I'm wondering what you're going to do here next." He's like, "Because you could still make it in the NFL, but what are you going to do?" He had that Southern accent. And he was so sweet and he was so nice that I was like, "Coach, I'm going to go home. I'm going to continue to train. I'm going to continue to work out. I'm not done. I still want to play." When I got cut by the Chicago Bears, Dave Wanstead was the coach. And I knew Dave a little bit because he was a Pitt guy. I was a Pitt guy, right. And he told me when I signed with the Bears, he said, "This is going to be your best chance to make it because the guy who's the current kicker of the team is a guy named Kevin Butler. He was on the 1985 Bears. This is 1993. He's an older guy at this point. He's the only remaining holdover from the 85 team. I got a real chance to make this team." And when they cut me in early training camp because a couple guys got hurt and they needed roster spots, and they went, "Well, screw it. Get rid of the kicker who's not going to make the team." I remember him cutting me. And I said, "This is such BS." I was so angry. And I started kind of ranting and raving. And I said, "I don't want you to cut me until you at least try to trade me." He goes, "Trade you? You're a free agent kicker, man." He actually had me walk down the hallway to the general manager's office, and I sat there with this guy giving him a list of team after team after team. And I really wanted to go to the Indianapolis Colts because I believed that whoever their kicker was, I was better, and I wanted to play indoors because I thought that was my best chance. And
who was their kicker at the time?
I don't remember who it was, but
What
I
year
just
was
remember
this?
1993, 4, like somewhere in that 1994. And I just remember saying, "Dave, come on, man. Like, you gave me this shot. I'm here. I'm better. I'm younger. Come on. You can't cut me like this." And I was very emotional.
Biasucci.
Oh, Dean Biasucci. You were better than Biasucci, Cappy.
Biasucci? I'd have killed Biasucci. So I've been on the receipt. I've been on both, man. I've been the cut in person by somebody sweet and cut in person by somebody who wasn't as sweet. And I've been the, "Okay, coach, I appreciate that." And, "Damn it, this pisses me off."
These days?
I don't know, man. But
what's he up to? How many games did he play?
He was in 1993. He made 19 of 29 field goals, 65%.
19 of 29. That's not a
good.
lot.
No,
Right.
And then in 94, he was 16 of 24 for 66%.
And that was a team that I looked at and I said, "Please get me there." And you know what happened? I swear to God, there's a completely
Although he
true
did
story.
kick for a long time, it looks like.
This is a completely true story.
That was his last year was 95, Greg. That's what it was. He was cut in 95. Yeah.
I said to the general manager, I can't remember his name at the time. I said to the general manager, I said, "I want to go to the Indianapolis Colts. That's the place for me." In fact, I said to him, I go, "I'll drive from here," because we were in Chicago. I go, "I'll drive from here."
Wait, Bobby Beathard?
No. I'm now with the Chicago Bears. Dave Wanstead cuts me. I walk down to the general manager's office because I want them to try and get me to another team. And the general manager says, "Where do you think you belong?" I said, "Indianapolis."
So they did not have an official general manager in 1994. They had a guy named Rod Graves who served
Yes,
as
Rod Graves. That was
Yeah.
his name, Rod Graves. Yeah. And so Rod Graves does this for me. You're going to love this.
Oh, God, this is great.
He goes like this to me. He goes, "Indianapolis?" He goes, "Okay." He goes, "I know the guys there." In front of me, I swear to God.
He calls, "Hey, you want Kaplan?"
He calls, no, this is what he says, worse than that. He calls, he gets the guy on the phone. He goes, "How you doing, man?" He goes, "Hey, listen, we're about to release a kicker named Scott Kaplan. He thinks that he could win your job there. would you guys consider taking him? And then he says this. He won't embarrass you. I'm sitting on the other end of the desk. I'm going, what are you talking about? What kind of sell job is that?
Was it speakerphone? Were you on
It was
speakerphone?
not speakerphone.
Oh, okay, that would
I was
be
like,
great.
That would have been worse because then you could have heard what they said about
you could have imagined me going, give me the phone. Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him. In the meantime, he probably doesn't really have anybody on the other end of the phone. You know what I mean?
Ironically enough, now you will embarrass us.
I guess so. Look what's happened 30-plus years later.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Biasucci, to your point, Cappy, you were right. Didn't last much longer. He played for only the following year after '94. He played 8 games with St. Louis.
Yeah.
With the Rams.
Yeah, I thought that was the guy. I'm like,
now, were they
I'm
the
better than
Rams
him?
then, or were they the Cardinals?
I don't know.
No, they were the Rams.
Yeah, Ram.
Yeah. So I've been there, man. Listen, I just think to George's point, it's a lot more efficient to say, hey, we got to cut 30 guys. Here's an email, guys. Thank you for your participation. Keep on playing. Keep on trying. We don't have the roster space. Good luck. Go USA.
Well, here's what I would also add. When you get a college admissions thing, they email that to you, right? For better or worse.
Yeah, and even when you get a denial.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it used to be like the thin envelope versus the big envelope. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's
big
just an
envelope.
email. By
Big
the way,
envelope meant you're in.
I'm getting the low battery sign. Thankfully, the show, because my setup here, the outlets are not in a great place. So, like, I have the laptop had to be fully charged.
That's why I always travel with I always travel with a power out surge
Yeah, me too.
outlet,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure you put in Amazon when you're searching for it. You want a long cord on that sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the problem when hotel rooms. Now, East Central's not like this, but other hotel rooms you go to?
Well, it's a big room, and then
It does look like a big
and
room.
I also need the only way I could get like good lighting was to sit in front of the window. So there was that.
Well, you
too.
gotta let everybody see something later on, you know.
Well, I don't know about that.
But just go free on the window.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I like to do that.
Just do what Chris does with his water spout. He wiggles it. Wiggle it in front of the window.
Suck on that tap. Call Life
water.
Source.
Yeah, Life Source.
All right, let's do the
Dealer's
don't sweat
choice
the
or
small stuff.
Oh, that thing.
What do you mean that thing?
I mean, I feel like we're on repeats. Like
this thing
600
was about
times
to
over.
get sponsored, but then we fired the guy who was going to get it sponsored. So
We fired him, huh?
Yeah.
You
Don't
fired
somebody
him?
else?
I did not fire him. No.
You're
Don't
a
sweat the
bad
small
guy.
stuff.
Did you send him an email or did you call him?
I think they actually. I think they told him. I think they told
In
him
person?
first. Yeah, I think so. Gratitude is a family practice and begins with you. Wanting what we have and feeling gratitude is the key that brings harmony and true abundance into our lives. It's a short one for Friday, May 29th, 2026. We got another SeaWorld, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, summer is calling at SeaWorld San Diego. San Diego, hello. I wonder if Steve Hartman owes money to people down in San Diego still. Callers number 7 and 10 at 877-710-ESPN. We'll open up the lines right now. You want a family 4-pack to SeaWorld San Diego. Ready for sun-soaked adventures? SeaWorld San Diego is the perfect summer and nighttime destination. Just a short drive away. Plus, experience the brand new Shark Encounter, now open at SeaWorld San Diego. San Diego, callers number 7 and 10 at 877-710-ESPN. Funchy Love it, hit the dealer's choice for me. Time for the dealer's choice real deal. Brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house before you call an agent? Call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with the competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. Providence Realty, DRE 019-15212.
So, George, I know you're very busy right now with these NBA, Western Conference Finals, and then next week, Wednesday, you'll start the NBA Finals. But me and Chris and Lindsay are all really in on this World War II docuseries that is being hosted by Tom Hanks on the History Channel. Chris, how many episodes in are you right now?
One. I've tried to watch number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to watch it at lunch yesterday, but then Bergie walked in and goes, "Hey, I don't want to bother you during lunch." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you're bothering me." So I didn't. And then I tried to watch it later, and then I got sucked into something else.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Bergie's probably got something important to tell you.
it was half.
Okay.
Half?
Yeah.
Greg, would you agree with that assessment? Or
He's
do you
on the
believe
phone.
It was
He's on the
actually
phone.
important?
He's on the phone.
Really? So I'm now I'm into episode 3, and this is what's called the Battle of Barbarossa.
Now, are you watching them on History.com?
I am, but on a smart TV because my daughter showed me last night how to download the History Channel app onto a TV, and I'm watching it now. So episode 1 is amazing. You're learning about how Germany just rolled into Poland and did whatever they wanted to. Episode 2, now the Germans have gone into the Netherlands and Belgium, and they're pushing France around. I mean, France lasts like 2 minutes in this game. France is done, right? And England, Winston Churchill is like the one really defiant guy, and he is trying to explain to the United States, you better hurry up and get in the game or you're next. And what's really interesting, Chris, I was telling you guys that I went to the World War II Museum in New Orleans, and I had this really amazing tour. They just sent me a gift. Take a look at this. This is called When Baseball Went to War, and it's a book.
Oh, that's really cool.
All about how back then in 1940, it actually it explains the story. In 1940, America was getting ready to get into this thing, and everybody, if you were a young man between the ages of, I think it was, 18 to like 36, 21 to 36, didn't matter what you did for a living, you were expected to give up at least a year of your life, and that included a lot of baseball players. So the paragraph says this: Major League Baseball was at its zenith in 1941. We're talking about 1994, and we're talking about a future work stoppage. Ted Williams batted .406. Joe DiMaggio captivated the nation by hitting safely in 56 consecutive games, and 41-year-old Lefty Grove got his 300th career win. That was what was going on in baseball in 1941, and then all these guys had to go into the military and fight in World War II, including Joe DiMaggio, amongst many others. So the book, When Baseball Went to War, if you guys are following all this World War II history stuff that we're into right now, and you're a big baseball fan and historian, this might be for you.
Now, you did not go to the Holocaust Museum in New Orleans, right?
I am not familiar with the Holocaust Museum.
Because what I've been told is they have an amazing Holocaust. I mean, as amazing as the story could be, but yeah. Apparently there's, but maybe I've heard that wrong and it's the World War II Museum. Either way, I want to go. Because I've been to the Museum of Tolerance. I've been to the Holocaust Museum in D.C. Maybe one day I'll go to the Israel one, but probably not.
You know about a Holocaust Museum in New Orleans?
We're really doing this?
She says she's never heard of it, too.
Well, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it was the World War II Museum. But I am going to go to New Orleans, maybe this year, and go see this World War II Museum.
Yeah, you got to go, man. And I'll get you all set up.
No, I don't need you to get me set up. I'll set up myself.
If you want the private tour that I got.
Nah, that's fine.
No, you don't want the private tour?
Because then I'll owe you something, and I don't want to tell you.
There is a Holocaust memorial, not a museum.
Maybe that's what it is then. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I wasn't completely wrong, Jaden. Why don't you post something about crediting your dad for paying for college?
Hey, Jaden.
You ungrateful
Chris
little...
was very upset with you because your posts about your graduation did not include a picture of me. And Chris said, what about the guy who paid for it all? And he feels like, and he almost commented on your post. Yeah, he did.
That was pretty
good. Tell her I would love to get her the Cadillac, but it doesn't have CarPlay either.
Neither does the Chevrolet, you ungrateful little kid.
She's blaming me, Chris. She says I never sent her the pictures.
Oh, well, that's actually probably true.
She created an album, and I don't know how to put pictures in the album.
That's probably true.
Oh, that's definitely true.
Right.
All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the Friday edition. Have a great weekend. Enjoy Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals tomorrow. Remember, you can hear it all. If you're driving to a date like Cappy will be, hear it here on ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. Sedano on the sidelines for ESPN Radio. Have a beautiful weekend. We'll talk to you Monday morning at 7 a.m.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. live from the